He's very nervous that there's a lion in Mill Creek. There's not in Mill Creek. You're fine in Mill Creek.
Is Dale being serious that he thinks there's a lion in Mill Creek?
He texted in at 33986. I'd have to take Dale at his word in Mill Creek.
At Dale's word. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Tokens version of that. Why did we play that?
Well, because on this day, and I'm glad you did the Tokens version, Carrie, because that's the on this day.
That's the on this day.
Okay. 1948, Dennis Marcelino, a member of the Tokens, was born.
You know who else was a member of the Tokens?
Who?
Neil Sedaka. He was a member of the Tokens for a while, and then he left to pursue a huge solo career, and songwriting career, which Neil Sedaka wrote everything for a while. The Tokens had a big hit with that, but everybody has done this song. It was originally a song by an African group called Solomon Linda, under the title Mabubi, which means lion. Which one is this?
This is that.
This is Solomon Linda?
Mm-hmm. There's a whole, almost 2-hour documentary just about this song.
Really?
Yeah. That's because there is so much.
That's too much.
There's so much history to it.
That was pretty interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
You learned about how, poor Solomon Linda got screwed.
Yeah.
And the government tried to help him, and it was a whole thing.
He was a Zulu, South African Zulu singer, and he wrote this and recorded it. But then it was taken over by the folk singers.
Mm-hmm.
The Tokens.
The Weaver. No, the Tokens was a doo-wop group. That was first taken over by people like the Weavers and the Kingston Trio.
Mm-hmm.
And it was done by Chet Atkins even. Pete Seeger did it. What's this version?
This is Robert John.
Did Metallica ever do it?
Mm-hmm.
No. You know who else did it? Roger Whittaker.
I don't like this one.
Desmond Decker did it.
I'd like to hear the Desmond Decker. Desmond.
They all sound kind of the same, but something about the Tokens really caught.
I cannot find the Desmond Decker. Yeah, I can't find it. Damn.
But that was a huge hit for the Tokens. And what year was that?
That was in 1961.
Yeah, 1961.
It was number one.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't know if Neil Sedaka was a member of the band by the time they did that.
In the village, the peaceful village,
Who's
the
this?
lion sleeps tonight.
Laurie Berkner.
That's somebody I want to smack.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
Get off the stage with that.
You don't have to want to smack her.
Metaphorically. Man.
This is Miriam Makeba.
Miriam Makeba, yeah.
That's the good one.
Yeah. Miriam Makeba was around quite a bit in the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
This was an interesting, good take on
I like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was terrific. She did all kinds of African-inspired stuff. Many lawsuits, not just from Solomon Linda, but many lawsuits over this song.
Darkness and wild sounds that fill him with fear. Then his mother takes him in her arms and sings to him the family is always strong together. They protect one another. Grandparents, his father and mother, uncles, aunts, cousins, brothers and sisters, they all join and sing together. Soon he falls asleep. Only the beautiful song fills his ears.
She could talk me to sleep every night.
Tell me a story.
The jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
There you go.
Yeah, lots and lots of versions. And I remember hearing Pete Seeger do it on TV. And who's this?
This is the Nylons.
There's crickets.
Ladysmith Black Mambazo did it.
Yeah, I played it earlier.
Oh, did you play one cut from them? Gee. Well, who's this?
This is the African Vocals a cappella band.
Hey, wait, there's a drum in there. Does that mean it's really a cappella?
Mostly a cappella.
Don't worry, the lion's asleep. He's not going to come into the village and eat you tonight. Maybe tomorrow, but not tonight.
Do you have any desire to go on a safari?
I wouldn't mind going on the kind of safari where you ride around in those big Land Rover, and then and you look at animals, and then they make they have tents for you, and they make you dinner, and all. I don't want to go out, tromping through the wilderness, but
But like a
sure.
a glamping safari?
Yeah, a luxury African safari, I think, would be great. I had a dream a couple of nights ago about going on a river cruise, and I thought it would be nice to go on a river cruise in China, on the Yangtze River or something, which I bet they have them.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
I'd like to see China. I've never been to there, and I'd like to see it. And I've never been in Africa either, really. Go on a river cruise.
They do a
and see
Nile
animals.
cruise.
I've been on the Jungle Boat cruise at Disneyland,
It's
but
not
that's
the same thing.
well, it's similar. I think.
The Animal Kingdom in Walt Disney World, they've designed a whole outback kind of an area where you're in those trucks that you talked about, and the animals are
Real?
free and real and next to you, and that was kind of fun.
Well, you did it.
In Florida.
Yeah, in the Animal Kingdom Park in Florida is very underrated. It's very cool, actually. Yeah. Anyway, all right, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
It sure has. What we're going to do now is take a break. We'll come back, and we'd like to have you check in with us here on this last day of the week, Friday. 877-602-9696 is the number. Call and check in with the Radio from Hell show. Really, we do like to hear from you on the phone in the morning. You can also text us if you like. That's 33986, but phone calls are really nice. 877-602-9696. And now, in spite of our better judgment and contrary to the advice from radio and game show professionals everywhere, we present to you, whether you want it or not, another fast-paced episode of Beat Gina. I'm Beat Gina booth announcer and handsome guy, Johnny O. We'll begin our game in a moment, but first this. Yes. Say, Mr. Pipe Smoker, do you know why more pipes smoke Prince Albert than any other tobacco? Well, just try a pipeful. Then you'll know. Just taste the extra rich flavor of Prince Albert's Choice Tobacco. See if you don't prefer Prince Albert's cool mildness. Prince Albert is specially treated to ensure against tongue bite, crimp, cut, to burn slow and smoke cool. Yes, Prince Albert is specially made for smoking pleasure. See if you don't enjoy your pipe more with Prince Albert. And be sure to listen to Prince Albert's Grand Old Opry Saturday night for a half hour of folk songs and humor with Red Foley, Minnie Pearl, Rod Bashfield, and the rest of the Opry gang.
I never miss it.
And as Red's special guests, those musical dinning sisters. Those musical Dinning sisters. The Dinning sisters.
The Dinning sisters.
That's who it is, the
Okay,
Dinning
all right.
sisters.
Thank you.
Remember, Prince Albert's Grand Old Opry Saturday night over most NBC radio network stations.
Yes.
And now, here's a man who's called America's best game show host, and you can put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Thank you.
He's the one, the only, Kerry Jackson.
Oh, thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Professional game show announcer.
Dining sisters. Dinnings.
Dinning sisters.
Dinnings. I believe it's Dinning sisters.
The randomizer has picked a contestant, Gina. It looks like Dominic is here.
Hi, Dominic.
Hello. Good morning.
Dominic, you ready to play? Let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. You call it heads or tails, please.
Tails.
All right, coin toss app says tails, Gina
Oh, that's the
Barberi.
first.
Whoa.
That's the first time I've lost the toss in
Couple of weeks.
a while.
A few weeks, yeah.
Well, you're one step
Tails
closer.
time one.
Yeah, you're one step closer, Dominic, to winning these tickets to see comedian Steve Trevino at the Capitol Theater on February 4th.
All right, so you're going to get those tickets if you beat Gina. We've got some leftover questions from our show yesterday, and then some leftover from last week. So
Okay.
you don't know what the subjects will be. These first three will be about movies filmed in Utah trivia
Okay.
from our Lights, Camera, Brunch. These are leftover questions, the clean ones. So, Dominic, first question is for you. They're multiple choice. If you get it correct, you'll get the point. If not, I will allow Gina to answer the question, stealing your point away, and we'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Dominic, first question for you. According to CatCountryUtah.com, what is the most popular film made in Utah? The most popular film made in Utah. Dominic, is it 1, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End? Is it 2, A Dog Took My Face and Gave Me a Better Face to Change the World, the Celeste Cunningham story? Is it 3, The Sandlot? Or is it 4, Samurai I Amurai?
I'm going to have to go for number 1.
Pirates of the Caribbean is correct.
I don't know how you got that, Dom.
There you go.
Very 1-0. It's
great
Gina's turn now.
Anthony Hopkins. All right. Gina,
Yes.
what was Utah once known as in the film industry?
Oh, all right.
This is a little slang term that they came up with for Utah
Okay.
in the film industry.
Okay.
Is it 1, the Dream Abattoir?
Okay.
Is it 2, Gollywood? Is it 3,
She's easy today,
I
isn't
know,
she?
right? Is it 3 Van Nuys East? Or is it 4, Little Hollywood?
I love Gollywood. I'm going Gollywood.
I wish you wouldn't.
No. Oh,
Dom, your chance
that's
to steal.
whatever is the answer, it's wrong. It's
I
Gollywood.
agree.
I like Dollywood too, but I'm going to go for number 4.
Little Hollywood. That is
That's-
correct, yes.
It's 2-0 for Dom, and Dom controls the question.
Dom, this could be it.
Ooh.
Dom, what is the main reason that movies are filmed in Utah? The main reason that they come to Utah to make movies. Is it 1, Utah's many unique landscapes? Is it 2, because the Trax trains stop running at midnight? Is it 3, it's so easy to get a cocktail? They're like on every corner. Or 4, Utah drivers are so courteous and friendly.
Well, considering the other options, it's definitely got to be number 1.
It is number 1.
And Dom, you win the game fair and square, right down the middle. Nicely
say.
done.
Good job. Good job.
Nice. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Hang on the line, and somebody will tell you how to get your prize. Oh, this,
Tickets to the comedian.
Yeah.
I forgot his name already.
Steve Trevino.
Steve Trevino, yeah. Hang on.
listen, I've got to go. I understand somebody has Prince Albert in a can, and I've got to go. I'm for that. We will take your check-ins in just a second. I see a couple of people are on the phone there. 877-602-9696 is the number. Check in with us. Let us know you're out there and what you're doing today and how you're feeling. Also, you can text us 33986. Do we have a sponsor here, Gina?
Win $1,000 in another Flippin' Cash contest on X96. Listen for keywords. We'll announce at 7:15, 10:15, 1:15, and 5:15. Each keyword is a unique entry for you. Listen all day to increase your chances of winning. Rules are at x96.com.
The moon is on the wane. It is a waning gibbous moon, 86.6% of full. The new moon will be January 29th. Next full moon in February on February 12th. The moon will set today at 10:04 a.m., today being Friday. It's the 17th day of January in the year of our Lord, Jesus Christ, 2025? Mm-hmm. It's Hot Buttered Rum Day.
Ooh, now we're talking.
I don't believe I've ever had, you hear about hot buttered rum, but I don't believe I've ever really actually had that. National Hotheads Chili Day. Habanero eating challenges and all that stupid stuff. National Hotheads Chili Day. Oh, I said that. It's Popeye Day. Popeye. The comic originally centered around olive oil, but the popularity of the minor character of Popeye changed all of that. By 1933, Popeye had his own cartoon series, I Am What I Am, and Popeye, pretty much the longest continuous cartoon character, comic book, movies, all of that character around. That's Popeye Day today. And this is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson wearing his work hat right there. Mm-hmm. I'm Bill Allred. Gina Barberi.
That's me.
Beanie Barbaria. Beanie Barbaria. That's your nickname.
I should be wearing a beanie. Yeah. Look at how bad my roots are.
Nobody notices but you.
Look at that.
Gina, nobody notices but you. And probably your husband. He probably gets close to you and goes, oh, God, she's hideous. Katie for short is our fine producer, and our intern, Allison, that sweet flower Allison, who never will be a dentist, is there helping out in the producer's booth. I want to remind people that it's on Monday. It's Martin Luther King Day. And
no one will remember that.
And the liquor stores will be closed.
It's Inauguration Day. Martin Luther King Day is nobody's going to mention it because it's Inauguration Day.
Gina, it's the first day of the Utah State Legislature, okay? And the liquor stores will be closed on Monday. All right, should we go to check-ins?
All right, let's begin with Mike, it looks like.
Hey, Mike, in Nashville. What's going on?
Good morning, Lords. You were talking about safaris earlier, and I just wanted to share a little bit about a safari that my wife and I had the chance to go on a few years ago, just before COVID changed everything. Mm-hmm. We got to go to Kenya for a week and do the whole ecotourism glamping thing. You know, you get to ride in those big Land Rovers.
Yeah.
They had these really fancy tents, and they made really great dinners, and it was a lot of fun.
It was now you said you had the chance to. It sounds like somebody gave you this rather than you paid for it yourself.
Right. It was a contest that I won actually through the Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, jeez. Are you kidding me?
Well, of course.
Really?
No, I'm serious. Yeah, it was that. I won a digital SLR camera, a trip to the Hollywood Bowl to see the show, to meet him backstage, and a guitar that was signed by him, and then this trip.
So
what did
Africa.
you have to do in order to win that?
By the way, this tells me Mike is probably one of only 20 listeners to Dave Matthews. What did you have to do?
I had to enter a contest, and it was basically you donate money for, it's like one of those, you donate money to a charity, and then you get put into a drawing for an experience.
Oh yeah, I did that to try to win dinner with George and Amal Clooney.
That's right. I remember now. Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Right.
And so you were you the
people do win them.
Were you the only winner, or were there several? Or
no, I was the only winner for that one. So it was pretty special. Yeah,
that's incredible. Excellent. And have you always been lucky, Mike?
My wife says I should do the lottery because they do have the lottery here, but I only play the things I know I can win. and so I don't play the lottery for that reason.
This was an opportunity for you to say, well, I certainly got lucky when I met my wife.
Oh, yeah, you
That-
teed that right up for her.
I put that there for you, and you blew it, buddy.
I'll remember that. I'll call it another time just before Valentine's.
No,
Day.
we won't. No, we won't. We won't.
Sorry.
We will not serve that up again. Thanks, Mike.
Don't answer the phone. All right.
All right.
See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Sky is here.
Hey, guys.
Sky in Salt Lake. Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
I'm driving down to Arizona with my mom for a tournament,
What tournament?
a softball tournament.
Oh,
Okay. What do you play? What position?
Yeah. I'm a utility, so kind of a little bit of everywhere. A lot of middle infield.
Is this now? Are you? Is your team really good? Do you have a chance to win this tournament?
Yeah.
Cool.
Of course, they have Sky, Bill. I have no doubt they have a chance to win this tournament.
You're on the road right
Yeah.
now, Sky.
Yeah, we're headed out there.
Yeah.
Sky, will you call us on your way back and let us know how you did?
Yeah.
When are you coming? When are you coming back?
Monday morning.
Okay, we'll be
We'll
here
be
on
here.
Monday.
Call
right.
and let us know.
good luck.
All right. Good
I
luck.
will.
Hit
Thank
it.
you, guys.
Hit it out of the park, Sky.
All right.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's see. Jello Salad Annie of Spanish Fork. I feel like a champ when I sing this song in the jungle. Let's see. Who else checking in? Mixer driver Shane, trying to stay warm. I need to watch Lion King or The Sandlot now.
Yeah, they both have that in it.
This is the most annoying thing you guys have ever done.
I mean,
It's. I guess I.
we farted around about a very specific song.
I understand why people would think that song is annoying. I personally don't. But
We've done more annoying things than that.
must
Come on.
Surely
we
have.
must have.
You got to listen harder. Let's see. Lunch Lady Shar. It's breakfast for lunch today.
Ooh, how fun!
Let's see. Head Shrinker Heather checking in. The application question for Radio from Hell University should be, who won the 2020 election?
I agree, Heather.
Zane of Dallas checking in. That wine dude and movie dude coming in. Do they like lions?
Yes, we do have Jimmy will be here with a beverage of some sort, and Sean Means reviewing movies.
Let's see. Meshach of Erda checking in. Cardboard Chris checking in. Happy 72nd birthday to my dear mother, and happy 7th anniversary to my lovely girlfriend.
Oh,
Johnny B checking in. One time, years ago, on a job site, that opening song was playing from a distance. I swore that it was saying,
no, don't read that.
yeah, I can't read that. Since then, I can never unhear it.
Oh, now I have to look.
Yeah. Right Wing Wade checking in. Bus driver Troy, Luis of Harrisburg, PA, Tristan of the most west of Jordans. I'm here, Aunt Nee. Okay. Mikkel of Reno. The dogs and I are enjoying a walk. Looks like everybody's here. FOP Holly of West Jordan. Jordan from Eagle Mountain. Farrell Fergal is here. Let's see. Heidi the Lunch Lady. Dr. Neal.
I really want to say that.
No.
Sid is here. Vanessa is here. Kira checking in. Chef Roy.
It's a real Mondegreen, you know.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Moni checking in, taking PTO today, lying in bed, listening to you. Well,
Why go to sleep, Moni?
Yeah.
Why are you up?
everyone.
Because of this show. It keeps
I would-
people awake.
So UDOT hasn't reported on this in an hour, but I'm curious if you're in the area, you can let me know. Crash 13th South State Street. All eastbound, westbound lanes of travel closed. They haven't updated it. Like I said, if you're around and can let me know if that's still closed, I will pass it along. Right Wing Wade says everything's looking good on I-15. If you agree or disagree and see something else, you can text us 33986.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages with Big Boy News, Opinnuendo, and Frank Christ Presents. All
Hey, not go. You should stay and play Beat Gina.
Okay.
I'm Beat Gina announcer Johnny O, and I love Beverly And I am not alone. I love Beverly. Everybody loves Beverly.
Who's Beverly?
Beverly peanut butter.
Oh.
Youngsters and grown-ups, too, love the natural taste of best obtainable grade eating peanuts that they find in Beverly peanut butter. And the good nourishment Beverly supplies, lots of protein as well as vitamins A and B, is a welcome addition to everyday menus. And remember, under our controlled delivery system, no jar of Beverly peanut butter stays on grocery shelves a minute beyond its freshness peak. Try Beverly peanut butter. You'll love it too. We invite you to try Beverly with this guarantee. Unless you agree it is the freshest peanut butter you ever tasted, the grocer will refund your full purchase price. Fair enough? We think so. And remember this. Oh, peanut butter tastes so fine I like it more than candy. And Beverly's the kind for me. We always have some handy. A sandwich made with Beverly peanut butter is oh so good to eat. I think I'll get some Beverly and fix myself a treat. Beverly peanut butter. And now, here's a man who's also a treat.
Ooh.
Your host, Carrie Jackson.
Thank you so much, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Thanks for singing for us.
You're welcome.
All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, looks like you'll be going up against Amy today.
Hi,
Hello,
Amy.
Amy, are you there?
I'm here. Yes,
Okay, Amy.
This is Amy.
All right, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage if you win the coin toss. Heads or tails, call it.
Tails.
All right, coin toss app says heads, Gina Barberi.
Oh, you're one step further away from winning these tickets to see Bush with Candlebox and Jerry Cantrell July 31st at USANA.
Well, I don't know how much of an advantage it'll give Gina because she knows nothing about Degrassi Junior
Not
High.
a thing.
Released on this day in 1987. So the first question is for Gina, and if she answers it correctly, she gets the point. If not, Amy, I'll allow you to answer correctly, stealing the point away. Multiple choice, so listen for all the answers. Here we go. Gina, first question. Degrassi Junior High.
All right.
What was the name of the drug that Joey sold to Kathleen and Melanie?
I can't believe he did that.
Was it 1, Ephedol, 2, New Zealand Zappers, 3, Oblivia, or 4, Cat Pee?
So none of them were all right. Oblivia.
Oblivia, huh? Nope, terribly
No?
sorry. No.
Amy,
We're going to be here a while.
do you know your Degrassi Junior High?
I'll try to take a good guess.
All right.
Can you tell me the
All right.
answers again?
What was the name of the drug that Joey sold to Kathleen and Melanie? Was it 1, Ephedol, 2, New Zealand Zappers, or 3, let's see, Oblivia is what you picked, or 4, Cat Pee?
New Zealand Zappers?
That is
That's
correct.
correct.
Okay.
That's 1 point for Amy, and Amy controls the question.
All right, Amy. What was the name of the band who used Degrassi Junior High as a location for their music video? There was a band, they did the music video, they said, let's shoot it on the set of Degrassi Junior High. What was the band? Was it 1, Biff Hitler and the Violent Mood Swings, 2, the Renegades, 3, the Minstrel Cramps, or 4, the Savages?
Let's take 2.
The Renegades? Well, no. Good guess.
Gina?
That's what I would have guessed. 4.
The Savages.
Okay.
Yes, it's 1-1. Now Gina has the upper hand.
Gina,
Yes.
what medical condition did Caitlin have?
All right.
Was it 1, asthma? Was it 2, broken wind? Was it 3, epilepsy? Or was it 4, fecal encephalopathy?
That
Fecal
sounds
encephalopathy. Yeah.
I'll go with asthma.
Asthma? Oh,
No, not asthma.
Oh, Amy.
Amy, go ahead.
Yeah. I say epilepsy.
Epilepsy is correct.
It's 2 points for Amy, and Amy controls the question.
All right, Amy. Who did Stephanie call to come pick her up after Damon King brought her to a motel?
That's not nice.
Who did Stephanie call to come pick her up after Damon King brought her to a motel? Was it 1, David Reyes, in his early 40s, energetic, Hawaiian/Hispanic/Asian of a larger build, former MMA fighter, now Attorney General? Was it 2, her mother? Was it 3, 1-877 Cars for Kids? or was it for the police?
Her mother.
Her mother.
And you win the
That's
game,
all.
Amy.
Look at that, Amy.
Nicely done.
You knew more about Degrassi than you thought you did, and you also get these tickets. See Bush, Candlebox, Jerry Cantrell, all at USANA Amphitheater on July 31st. If folks would like ticket and show information, you can find all that at x96.com.
There you
Congratulations, Amy.
go. Hang on the line. We'll tell you how to get your tickets.
Listen, it's time for me to leave, but if I go, there's going to be trouble. But if I stay, it'll be double.
Yeah.
So I'm out of here.
You better go.
$19.59 because she's just timelessly gorgeous. Susanna Hoffs was born.
Oh, nice.
I miss one thing. I like their version of that song, but I miss one thing, and that's when at the end of the Simon and Garfunkel version they go, "Ha!" right at the end, and I really like that.
Let's see. Time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Right after that, though, it's Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. If you pick the dead one correctly, you're going to win
4-pack of tickets to go ice skating at the Gallivan Center.
Yeah, nice.
That's really nice.
You can go see the Globe presentation and then go ice skating. Nice. 877-602-9696, a family 4-pack for ice skating at the Gallivan Center. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Line up to play Frank Christ Presents. Right now it's Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure & Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Well, it is a tragedy. He was one of a kind. He was an original. He will be missed. David Lynch, painter turned avant-garde filmmaker, whose fame and influence and distinctively skewed worldview extended far beyond the movie screen to encompass television, records, books. He started a nightclub and he franchised it, a line of organic coffee, and his foundation for consciousness-based education and world peace. Mr. Lynch has died. He was 78. His family announced his death on social media. In 2024, Lynch had announced that he'd developed emphysema after years of smoking. Lynch was a visionary. His florid style and unnerving perspective emerged full-blown in his very first feature, the cult film Eraserhead, released at midnight in 1977. His approach remained consistent throughout the failed blockbuster Dune, his small-town erotic thriller Blue Velvet, spiritual spin-off the network's TV series Twin Peaks, which was broadcast by ABC in 1991 and 92, his widely acknowledged masterpiece. Everybody says this is his best, Mulholland Drive.
It's pretty good.
I saw it once, and I didn't really appreciate it. I'm going to have to look at it again.
Naomi Watts, I think?
Yes.
Naomi Watts. It's referred to here as a poisonous Valentine to Hollywood. And his last feature, Inland Empire, which he shot entirely himself, nobody else involved, shot it on video. He also, he gave rise to a word, Lynchian. When you say something is Lynchian, it is, quote, at once easy to recognize and yet hard to define. That's what Dennis Lynn wrote in his monograph, David Lynch, The Man from Another Place. Made by a man with a long-time devotion to the technique of transcendental meditation, Lynch's films were characterized by their dreamlike imagery, great sound design, as well as narratives that pit exaggerated, even saccharine innocence against depraved evil. That's a pretty good description, I would say.
That's Twin Peaks right there.
And his and certainly Blue Velvet.
Mm-hmm.
His style has been termed surreal, outlandish. But if you've never seen a David Lynch movie, the first one I ever saw was Eraserhead. And I sat there for the whole, almost 2 hours or whatever it is of that movie going, what in God's name am I watching? I couldn't take my eyes off of it.
Let the fear wash over you.
I did.
Watch the donut, not the hole.
And then, of course, the last time we saw David Lynch was in Steven Spielberg's movie The Fabelmans. Right at the end of the movie, he's playing John Ford, famed director.
Oh, that's right.
He's playing famed director John Ford.
Oh, that's the scene that I'm seeing going around.
And a young Spielberg goes in to see John Ford, and he's not very nice to Spielberg.
You see this?
Look at this picture. What do you see?
This is the horizon.
When you should never see the horizon.
No, the horizon is interesting when it's down below.
Yeah, when it's below.
Or up above.
Not in the middle.
What is it when it's in the middle? It's damn boring.
Now get out of my office. He was very funny. And you could tell that he just loved doing it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, David Lynch, dead at 78.
I have to pull out Twin Peaks and watch the first season again.
Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall released a series of recommendations yesterday to help curb homelessness and crime in Salt Lake. The roughly 50-page public safety plan was spurred by a December letter from state Republican leaders, Governor Spencer Cox, Senate President Adams, and House Speaker Schultz, who lambasted Salt Lake City's police department as being ineffective. Republicans gave Mendenhall a January 17th deadline to develop a strategic plan or face state intervention. The mayor stressed during a news conference outside City Hall yesterday that Salt Lake City cannot act alone for this plan to be effective and urged collaboration between state, county, and municipal leaders. Each level of government must function. Each function must hold one another accountable, or the system will remain fragmented and inefficient, she said. There's been a long-standing tension between city and state leaders over how to handle Utah's homelessness crisis, and it doesn't have anything to do with the homeless, really. What it has to do with the Republican legislature not caring for the liberal Salt Lake City government.
And she's a woman.
In 2023, Salt Lake County saw a nearly 10% increase in people experiencing homelessness compared to the year prior, and that, of course, is all the liberal mayor's fault.
Exactly.
Well, and Salt Lake carries the brunt of the load for the homeless in the whole state.
For the whole state. So Mendenhall's recommendations include intensifying police presence downtown and in high-crime areas, using city-owned property as a temporary location for a year-round homeless services campus, increasing consequences for people who frequently interact with the criminal justice system, expanding mental and behavioral health services and substance abuse treatment options, investing in deeply affordable and permanent supportive housing, and commitment to the plan with the help of state and local leaders. Because, again, Salt Lake City cannot do all of that on its own specifically. It will need help from the state. Utah State campus dormitory was evacuated last night after what was being described as a hazmat situation. Messages sent through the school's alert system said that there had been a chemical spill on the first floor at the Mountain View Tower dormitory.
What kind of chemical?
No, it's vague. Students on the second floor and above should shelter in place. Despite that shelter-in-place order, all students were eventually evacuated. A student living in the dorm told Fox News that he was sitting in his room when fire alarms went off. Students were being told that the fumes had been detected on the first floor, but they are not talking about what it is exactly or what it was exactly. And a Utah woman is now facing charges of driving under the influence and assault after being arrested in Cedar City on Wednesday. When she was arrested, pulled over, the woman kicked the cop in the nuts.
Oh.
Yeah, according to court documents, officers were alerted to vehicles swerving along, even going onto the sidewalk, hitting guardrails. Once they stopped her, 44-year-old Marlena Kanosh backed up into a police vehicle, was ordered to exit the car. She refused. Finally, they removed her from her vehicle. They say she appeared to be intoxicated. While police were searching, they found prescription pill containers and alcohol, and they attempted to get Kanosh into a patrol car, but she allegedly kicked one of the officers in the groin.
So when you do that, do you think they're just going to let you go?
Gina, I don't believe she was thinking about anything. She was not thinking about anything. She was just, being
reacting.
Just reacting. She was being attacked, and she was drunk and probably on pills, allegedly, and so that's all she was doing, is reacting. 2 more deaths have been reported as a result of the wildfires in Los Angeles area, bringing the total number of lives lost probably at about 30. Officials said the Palisades fire was at least 21% contained. Eaton fire 50% contained as of yesterday.
There was some actress that was in the Blues Brothers, Carrie, that died.
Oh, I've got that somewhere here.
In the fire.
I don't know if I can find it right off the bat.
Older, quite a bit older.
Not a name you recognize.
No, but she was in. That was what they mentioned, as she was in the Blues.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, try to find it.
I had it somewhere. Oh, speaking of celebrities dying, I forgot about it. I didn't forget, but I should have put this along with David Lynch. A legendary baseball man, Bob Uecker, has died at the age of 90. Uecker often poked fun at his own short-lived baseball career, which included stints with the Braves, the Cardinals, and the Phillies. He joined the Brewers broadcast team in the club's second year in 1971, and he was with the team and was doing some announcing even up to the time of his death at 90 years old. He was a very funny guy. He had a feature called Bob Uecker's Wacky World of Sports. He would come on the Tonight Show and narrate it. And then he had a sitcom as well. I can't remember the name of it.
Mr. Belvedere.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Mr. Belvedere?
Yeah.
Oh, he was the dad, and Mr.
dad.
Belvedere was the servant guy. Yeah. And he was very funny in those Miller beer commercials. Bob Uecker, he was 90 years old. Joe Biden says he's not going to enforce a ban on TikTok if the Supreme Court says, which they probably are going to say, TikTok should be banned. Biden says I'm not going to enforce that. It will be left up to the next administration, who will not enforce it.
Exactly, because
Trump likes it.
The guy who owns TikTok donated a ton of money to his campaign. He's going to be sitting there next to him when he gets sworn in.
Greenland's prime minister says, we don't want to be bought by America. We like Americans. We're very fond of Americans, but we don't want to be owned by you. We don't want to be a part of America. Rudy Giuliani has finally come to some settlement, apparently, although the terms of the settlement are kind of vague. The former mayor of New York was at risk of losing millions of dollars worth of personal mementos, valuables, and real estate that he had gathered over his decades of grifting. He had, practicing law and in public office. He had previously been ordered to pay down some $11 million of a $148 million judgment that he owed the election workers Ruby Freeman and her daughter Shay Moss. Now, the full details of the settlement have yet to be released, but apparently Giuliani is going to be able to keep his 10-room apartment in New York, his vintage Mercedes-Benz, his signed Joe DiMaggio jersey, and a bungalow he has in Florida.
So here's what's happened. Somebody has stepped up to say, I'll pay for Rudy, and he can keep.
We'll give the two women X amount of money.
Yeah.
And they have, and apparently they have agreed, and
it's the oligarchy.
He gets to keep his stuff.
Carrie, you're joking, but
no, I'm not joking.
That is how this works.
This is where it's going.
I know Kerry Jackson. I did not detect one note of joke in his voice.
No joke there.
And finally,
tried to warn you before the election, folks, and all I got was hate mail.
Finally, Taco Bell has added its new cheesy dipping burritos to menus everywhere. It's a burrito, and they sell it with a big tub of cheese dip, and you can just dip your burrito right in that nuke cheese and and feel it go into your heart.
Just take my life.
All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
Utah Hockey Club lost last night to the New York Rangers 5-3. They play the Blues tomorrow. Puck drops at 7 for that, Bill. We're now hoping
you can stop telling me that. Really, I don't.
You've changed your mind now.
I don't. Okay. No, I was. Oh, never mind. I really don't need to know.
Okay, all right.
You can tell other people if you like,
okay,
but you don't need to direct it at me.
Let's see. We're hoping that the Utah Jazz lose tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans at 6, because now we want them to lose so they get a high draft pick.
What?
Yep. Utah women's basketball team, they dropped just a little bit in the ranking. They're now 23, and they play today the number 10 ranked TCU Horned Frogs. NFL tomorrow, Texans and the Chiefs at 2:30, and then the Commanders and the Lions at 6. And then on Sunday, you've got Rams and the Eagles and Ravens and the Bills. So that's all your football for the weekend.
Do you know what time the Chiefs game is tomorrow?
2:30.
Is that when the puck drops?
Puck drops at 2:30.
Okay.
Let's see, weather. So, 40 for a high today. There is a storm system coming in. We're not going to get a lot of snow out of it. Some. We'll get a little bit. The bigger news is it'll hopefully clear the air out. And will be quite a bit colder for the rest of the weekend. Traffic, we have crash US 89 15 south in Salt Lake, 2 northbound right lanes closed and the westbound lane closed. That's the only thing that UDOT's reporting. You can report to us, too. Text us what you're seeing on the roads at 33986.
He's in the studio now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. That old bag of bones himself.
Oh.
You had a lot
Frank
of
Christ.
Stuff yesterday,
David
Frank.
Lynch, Bob Uecker.
Joan Plowright.
Uh-oh. Really?
Yes.
The guy who directed Somewhere in Time.
Oh, yes. No. Joan Plowright?
Yes.
Well, that's unfortunate.
So many. Luckily, I was able to hand off Bob Uecker.
Yeah, was there a sports
guy
to Jolton Joe Christ?
Oh, okay.
He went and got Bob.
Oh, that's nice.
I didn't want to ride with Bob. I don't.
Frank is the Grim Reaper, the Reaper of celebrity souls, and he is here to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank has given me a list of actors, and on this list, 2 of the actors are dead.
2?
Yes. One of them are 2, and then 2 of them are fine. I think that the contestant.
What happened?
Well, Joan Plowright died.
No, really?
Since the list was compiled.
The list was compiled yesterday.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! I'm sorry.
What are the odds of that?
So
other than Joan Plowright,
there's another dead one.
Well, what are the odds?
All right. So we play Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Actually, I think probably the odds are really good that somebody's going to die like that. And we play the game. Frank doesn't like this because he's very sad to have to take the celebrities.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I love our precious celebrities.
I know you do.
We all want to be just like them.
Do we have a contestant?
Yes, we do. It looks like Jason is on the phone.
Jason, how are you?
Doing well. How are y'all?
Well, I'm fine. I'm just fine. Jason, if you identify the dead celebrity on this list, other than Joan Plowright, you will win a prize, and it is what, Gina?
You will win. Lace up your skates and glide into the heart of downtown Salt Lake City at the Gallivan Center, the outdoor ice rink. Colorful lights create a magical winter wonderland. Have an enchanted evening skating. Stay cozy with a warm snack or cup of hot chocolate from the concessions. You have won a 4-pack. Oh, well, not yet. You have to do it. You may win a 4-pack of tickets.
I'm feeling good about his odds.
I think Jason will win a 4. Yeah, you'll win. Do you have 3 other people you can take with you ice skating, Jason?
I'll scrounge them up somewhere.
Okay. Jason, I'm going to read you these celebrities. You tell me the dead celebrity, you'll win the prize. Now, because it's Popeye Day, Popeye was a cartoon character, but he was made into a live-action movie, and these are all actors in live-action movies that were based on cartoons. Okay, number 1 on this list was Joan Plowright, but she's gone. The Lady Olivier, 6 decades. She was 95. Her time was pretty much up. But she was in 2 cartoon to live-action films, Dennis the Menace and 101 Dalmatians. But now, let's go to number 2. Lee Merriweather. She was a Miss America. Her career was mostly TV work, with guest starring roles in numerous TV series, including The Fugitive, Mannix, Star Trek episode That Which Survives, Perry Mason, and F Troop. She was a regular on The Time Tunnel and on Barnaby Jones. Her cartoon-to-film role was Catwoman in Batman the Movie. Number 2, Lee Merriweather. Number 3, George Hamilton. He was perhaps most famous for his debonair style and perpetual suntan, and he did a lot of commercials for Ritz crackers. His movie work included All the Fine Young Cannibals and the beach party comedy Where the Boys Are. He played Hank Williams and Evel Knievel in separate biopics. And, of course, there was Love at First Bite and Zorro the Gay Blade. His cartoon to film, Casper Meets Wendy. Number 3, George Hamilton. And finally, Alex Rocco. He was often cast as villains, including Moe Greene in The Godfather, and his primetime Emmy Award-winning role in the famous Teddy Z started out as an actual gangster, a real gangster in Boston. He went to prison, and when he got out, he went to California and took acting lessons from Leonard Nimoy. He was a long, recurring voice in The Simpsons as the head of Itchy and Scratchy Studios. His cartoon-to-film role was in Boris and Natasha the Movie. There you go. One of those celebrities is dead. Well, we already know Joan Plowright is gone. Which is the other one?
I'm gonna guess the last one. I forget
Alex
the name,
Rocco? Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
Alex Rocco. He was 79 when he died in 2015.
Don't you know who I am? I'm Moe Greene.
That's right, Moe Greene from The Godfather. Woke up with a horse head in his bed.
No, different guy.
Wasn't that him?
No.
Frank knows.
Well, I think. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. So anyway, congratulations, Jason. You get to go ice skating. Hang on the line, and Katie.
Excellent.
Yes, it is. Hang on the line, and Katie will tell you what you have to do. You know, Joan Plowright. She's also referred to as the Lady Olivier. Married to Laurence Olivier for many years.
Where are you going today, Frank?
Well, I'm going to go lay a wreath at Betty White's grave.
Oh, okay.
She died on this day.
You need to rest up a little.
2021. I do need to put my feet up. Maury Povich is 85 today.
85?
Oh, good Lord.
Well, Connie Chung props him up a lot, I think.
Oh, you have no idea. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
So crash northbound State Street, 17th South in Salt Lake. All northbound lanes are blocked. Eastbound and westbound lanes are also affected. That's a mess, but it's the only mess I'm seeing. If you see a mess, Allison just texted in about that too. Northbound State Street, 17th South. Big accident. Looks like 2 lanes blocked. Emergency vehicles are on the site. Thanks, Allison Sabo.
All right, KXRK Provo. We'll take a break after these messages. Sean Means will be here to review the movies that are opening this weekend. Stand by for that. Goldbacks.
You know, you can go to alpinegold.com, and when you go there and read about Goldbacks and get into exactly what they are, and if you decide to buy some, you can use the promo code RADIO for free shipping on orders of over $200. But Goldbacks are a way for you to diversify and protect your wealth. They are a local currency, and it's a currency made of gold, 24-karat gold, offering a physical, spendable form of wealth protection. They maintain their value because they're made from real gold, so when the price of gold goes up, so does the price of your Goldbacks. And plus, you can lease them through a precious metals account and earn up to 3.5% annually on top of gold's growth. And shop at and support over 800 local Utah businesses while spending real gold with your Goldbacks. To exchange for Goldbacks, visit alpinegold.com. That's alpinegold.com. Everything you need to know is there about Goldbacks.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is
Florida. Florida, Florida. Today we turn to the Juab County city of Mona, Utah, home of beautiful lavender fields, the Burson Ponds, and the Mona Reservoir, a town that truly lives up to its motto, Mona, Utah. So why not? Let's listen in as the mayor of Mona, Don Criddle, is putting the finishing touches on the latest edition of Mona Community Notes. He's interrupted by his son, Denver Criddle. Again, the word is Florida.
Now, let's see. Just to remind you, my fellow Monanites, or Monans, or Moners, oh, hell, I never know what to write. It's my own damn city. Anywho, remember, the Green Waste site will only be open on Fridays and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to dark. And it's weeds and grass only. Limbs and manure, they go out to CR Mulch out on North Highway 91. No grass there. Signed, Mayor D. Criddle.
Daddy,
What?
Daddy, I need to ask you a question about last month's Mona City Fall Festival that we had right here in Mona City last month.
Well, if you want to ask if you're in any trouble because of that unfortunate, well, let's call it accident that you was involved in the pumpkin chunking event, the answer is no, you ain't in any trouble.
I'm sure glad of that, Daddy. I didn't mean to launch my pumpkin in the direction of Aldine's cat. I didn't even see him.
Well, it turns out Fuzzy is just fine. The pumpkin just grazed him. And Aldine says Fuzzy has always walked kind of funny anyhow.
Well, that's not my question, though, Daddy.
Well, if you want to ask me why you didn't win a prize in the something pumpkin cooking contest, I don't know the answer. I wasn't one of the judges, and it would be unethical of me to get involved.
Well, I thought my pumpkin puree, American cheese, and bacon surprise casserole should have won something. But that ain't my question either, Daddy.
Well, what is it, son? I got to finish up this here newsletter.
It was them dancers that performed from the Relieve Studio Dance Group.
Oh, no, son, I think it's pronounced releve. Releve. I think it's a Jewish word for a kind of dance thing they do.
Okay, well, whatever. I just wanted to know, what is the name of that cute girl that was like the leader of them dancers? I mean, she was real cute, Daddy.
Well, Denver, yes, she is a cute one, and I happen to know her name. She's Elba and Moss Jensen's kid. Her name is Flora.
Flora.
Mm-hmm.
Flora, my, what a pretty name, Flora. You know what, Daddy? I'm going to ask her to go to lunch with me. I'm going to ask Flora to lunch. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Flora to lunch.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah word of the day.
Wants to know about that new Wolfman movie. So hang tight, Audrey. Sean Means is
Where's
here.
she from?
Layton.
Layton. Okay. Good enough. Is this sponsored?
No.
Thank you.
Well, he's here. Sean Means has joined us in the studio. He's a movie critic. He's a reporter. He's an editor. You can sometimes see his work in the Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com. His movie reviews are available at moviecricket.net, and he looks like a lumberjack today. You're wearing your lumberjack outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I like it's red and black plaid shirt.
It's cold.
Traditionally associated with lumberjacking.
It's a good day for flannel.
Yes, it is. So, Sean, what movies have you seen, and what are you going to...
We got 4 to talk about. One very brand new, and the others are all end-of-year holdover award bait stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We will start with, quickly, Wolfman. This is an update of the classic Universal monster movie.
Mm-hmm.
Directed by Lee Whannell, who is like a horror god. He started the Saw franchise. He started the Insidious franchise.
Wow.
And he did the update of The Invisible Man a couple years ago.
Oh, that was good.
Which was good.
Really
was
good. That's why I thought maybe this one had a chance.
Yeah, that was the hope. We have a San Francisco couple played by Christopher Abbott and Julia Garner. They go with their daughter to a remote Oregon farm that his dad left behind when he was declared legally dead. Always be careful when somebody is declared legally dead.
Yes.
Yes. There's something nasty in the woods around the farm, and it catches the guy and claws him on the arm.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't
That's how it begins.
That's how it starts. It doesn't take long for him to start feeling really weird and starting to transform. There are some good ideas in here. Like there's a great bit in the early on where he's hearing something that sounds like a drum solo in the next room, and he discovers it's just a spider crawling up a wall.
Oh, that's because
his hearing is
enhanced
all
senses.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some cool stuff in here, but there's also a lot of filler, and not enough of the movie is scary or suspenseful. So 2.5 stars for Wolfman.
Well, that's too bad. I mean, it's not horrible. Then it's
not horrible. It's just it could be better.
Yeah. All right.
And it's playing everywhere. So
All right.
all right.
What's next?
Next, okay. Like I said, a lot of award season stuff. We'll start with Hard Truths. This is from the British director Mike Leigh, Leigh, not like the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
We meet Pansy, played by Marianne Jean-Baptiste. She's perhaps the angriest woman you've ever seen in a movie, who is not a psycho killer. She gets up in the morning complaining about her husband and her adult son, goes to the store and complains about the cashier and the customers, just always complaining about something. And you may think, oh boy, she's just an awful person, and in some ways she is.
Mm-hmm.
And you might laugh at the angry things she says because she's actually really funny. But this movie digs deeper than that. She has a sister, Chantal, played by Michelle Austin. Same DNA, same parents, same upbringing, and she's reasonably happy. Has 2 adult daughters, decent life. And so, what happened to make Chantal happy and Pansy not happy? And the movie digs into that, and we see the pain and the loneliness that's behind this anger.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of critic groups are listing Marianne Jean-Baptiste as a possible Oscar nominee, and I got no problem with that.
Does Mike Leigh, am I remembering correctly, he lets people just kind of go? Like it's kind of loosey-goosey?
Not quite, but
you know what I'm getting at?
He starts with basically a very long rehearsal period where he has his actors basically inhabit the characters for a while and ad lib and improv and stuff, and then once that process is done, he will take all that and put it into a script.
That's okay. I knew it was kind of a different way
to the point of where once there was he had an actor in an earlier movie. He had an actor who was going to the store and decided while they were at the store they were going to get some cat food for their cat, and Mike Leigh chewed her out because your character doesn't have a cat.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hard Truths, 3.5 stars for
3.5.
Hard Truths, and that's playing at the Megaplex at the District.
All right. So that means Nickel Boys.
Nickel Boys. This is the Colson Whitehead novel about 2 black teens in a racist reform school in Florida in the early 60s. And it's about the cruelty and injustice of this, what is essentially a segregated prison for boys.
Mm-hmm.
The director, Ramel Ross, he takes the story apart and puts it back together in really interesting ways. The main thing we see everything from the viewpoint of one of the boys, Elwood. All first-person camera. He's put in their reform school, deals with the harsh punishments and everything else. And then he meets another boy, Turner, and for a while we see everything from his first-person view. And as the movie goes on, we realize that's not just an artistic choice. It's part of the narrative that we are seeing this world, seeing these things through their eyes. And it's really fascinating to watch because it's like teaching you how to watch the movie as it goes.
Oh, okay.
And it's really cool. There's a really strong drama, really good. Playing at the Broadway and the Megaplex, Jordan Commons, Nickel Boys, 3.5 stars.
3.5 for Nickel Boys. All right, so that's Wolfman, 2.5, Hard Truths, and Nickel Boys,
Right.
3.5
And then one more here. We got one more.
It's on the back, Terry.
There we go.
The Brutalist. You've probably heard about that. There's a 3.5-hour movie out there about an architect.
Yeah.
This is that movie, and it's worth every minute. Just after World War II, and this Hungarian architect who survived the Holocaust lands in New York, played by Adrian Brody.
This is not a true story.
This is not. The character's name is Laszlo Toth, and there was a real guy named Laszlo Toth, but it was a completely different thing. He was the crazy guy who took a hammer to the Pieta.
Oh, that's right. I knew I recognized that name.
Yeah. So so this Laszlo Toth is not that. He has a cousin who's very Americanized, married to a waspy blonde woman, changes his name to Miller, runs a furniture company, played by Alessandro Nivolo. Excuse me. He gives Brody's character, Laszlo Toth, a place to stay and a job designing furniture, but Laszlo wants something bigger, and because he's designed buildings when he was in Hungary.
Mm-hmm.
He meets a very rich guy, Harrison Lee, played by Guy Pearce. And somebody put Guy Pearce's character as Guy Pearce is John Huston is America. Harrison wants to create this giant edifice, a civic center in his Pennsylvania town, and he sees some of Laszlo's work from Budapest, and he's got this vision to make this thing. Most of the movie covers Laszlo's efforts to build this massive project. He's fighting small minds, and he's fighting the whims of Harrison because super rich guys never get bored and change their mind.
Exactly.
And he's got other issues. He's trying to help his wife, played by Felicity Jones, get out of Europe and deal with her frail health. This is a big movie with big ideas. It needs the 3.5 hours. Includes a 15-minute intermission, which counts. You see it count down on the screen. As the director, Brady Corbet, used to be a kid actor, actually. He was in the live-action Thunderbirds movie.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, of all things. And he's got a lot of talent, a lot of drive. And you can tell he really relates to Laszlo as somebody with an uncompromising vision. This is a movie you can't believe that it got made, and it's just glorious to watch. 3.5 stars, playing at the Broadway.
And it's called The Brutalist because of that style of architecture.
That brutal architecture, that very concrete stuff. Yeah.
All right. What do we got next week?
Not a lot. Flight Risk is the big one. Thriller with Michelle Dockery as a federal marshal trying to get Topher Grace cross country, and there's a hitman played by Mark Wahlberg. And it's all directed by Mel Gibson. So but next week, importantly, Sundance begins next Thursday.
Right.
So Sundance Film Festival.
Okay. Thank
Well,
you,
we'll talk
Sean.
to you next week. Sean Means, sltrib.com, moviecricket.net.
Crash northbound State Street, 17 South in Salt Lake. All northbound lanes blocked. Eastbound and westbound also affected. You're going to want to avoid that area. That's the only thing that UDOT's reporting, and you haven't reported anything, Infiniteam. That's all y'all out there. Let me know what you're seeing on the roads. 3398.
All right,
sorry.
Here are the boner candidates that you'll be considering in just a couple of minutes. Number 1, jerks have ruined my bowling league night. Boner candidate number 2, mobile cutting, no waiting, we come to you. And boner candidate number 3, do they know they're lying?
Boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages. And a song, of course. Don't forget the song. But it's time for the damn contest now.
Win $1,000 in another Flippin' Cash contest on X96. Listen for keywords that we'll announce at approximately 7:15, 10:15, 1:15, and 5:15. Each keyword is a unique entry for you. Listen all day to increase your chances of winning. Yeah, it's just pure bribery to get you to listen longer. All the rules are at x96.com. I'm going to give you a keyword here, and you're going to text it to a different number than we give you for other things. 508-777-1000. That's 508-777-1000. Text the word GRAND, 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 to 508-777-1000 now to enter to win.
often likely to be the ones to fall in love at first sight, as opposed to women, which I think is interesting.
Did they say why that happened?
Maybe, but I didn't read the whole story. I just read the headline. I haven't read it yet. Let's see if I can find it.
Well, I'm certain.
There it is.
I'm certain it happens all the time.
You mean,
Sorry.
You believe in a love at first sight?
Yeah.
Some people believe that you have to thoroughly get to know someone before you can fall in love. Others would beg to differ, swearing that love at first sight isn't limited to fairy tales. And apparently 59% of men believe that love at first sight is a thing.
Well, can
49% of women.
Lust at
That's
first
what I was
sight?
going to say.
Well,
Like, I'm very attracted to that person. I don't know how you could be in love with somebody you'd not gotten to know.
It happened to me once.
You were in love.
I swear to God.
Like I would throw myself in front of a train for this person.
It was so pronounced that I think after the first time I saw this person, it might have been that at the very first time I saw them, I said this to them, but it was short a day or so afterward. I don't know how to explain this, but I believe that I have fallen in love with you and I don't know you.
And what did they say to that?
It's a great opening line, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I knew who she was, but I didn't. I had very little contact with her.
How did she react to that?
Positively, very well. As a matter of fact, she said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't." And I mean, I don't know what to do about that, but. And she said, "Well, let's find out."
Well,
or something to that effect. And I sort of thought that it would be.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the only time it's. I've fallen in lust.
I was going to say a lot of
seeing somebody and going, I am very, very attracted to that person I just saw.
And a lot of people mistake that for love.
Yeah. First time I saw my wife, the woman I'm married to, Carrie was with me.
Yeah.
And I just went, oh my God, that's but that to me
that was lust.
Yeah, that was lust.
Mm-hmm.
But this was different. The time that it happened, it was different.
And did you find that person to have some quality that?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like now I know why I felt that way when I saw this person the first time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we had a relationship for a while, but it was not to be. And I won't go into the details of that because they're too painfully embarrassing. All in all. Somebody said I told that story recently. I think I have mentioned it before, but it just made me think of it reading that story today. It was never happened to you. Never fallen in love. No. Been attracted. Very hard attraction.
But not love.
Texter. Hey, Bill, there's a song by Alan Jackson called I'm Married to You, but I Don't Even Know Your Name.
I like that. You walk up and you say, I'm married to you and I don't even know your name.
Oh, that's all. Yes. Good opening.
Here's the thing about country music is that a lot of it is novelty songs, okay? A lot of them are novelty songs.
Somebody in the chat room says that I understand what Bill's talking about. It happened to me, but I didn't have the guts to say anything about it. Yeah. And I couldn't see. That's another thing that I really thought it was something because I had to say it.
You were compelled.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid, and the mall was like the place to be. It was the place to hang out. You always begged your parents to drop you off in the mall. And I look back at those days, and I'm like, I hate the mall. I don't need to go there.
I try to avoid it if I can.
I don't recall the last time I was in a mall.
My husband used to work at the E-Bar, the Nordstrom E-Bar at the mall. And that was the only reason I would ever go to the mall.
Just go get a coffee.
Just get coffee from him, say hi, and leave.
Because you were flirting with him?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I was already dating him, but I continues to flirt with him. Why not?
Flirt him.
It keeps the spark alive, right?
Keep flirting.
Keep
Katie,
flirting
don't
with
stop
him.
that.
But
you could flirt with me if you want.
No.
Thanks, Bill, but we're coworkers.
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't be good, would it?
Weird.
No. It'd be a little weird.
I was always told not to date my coworkers, and then I started dating my husband, who I was working with at the time at the haunted house.
It
But
doesn't
it worked
count.
out.
It doesn't count at the haunted
No,
house.
But it
that's
worked
fine.
out.
They mean
so.
that everywhere except the
you
haunted
should-
house exception.
You
is-
should never dip your pen in the company ink. I had not heard that before, and I heard somebody on a television show say it yesterday, a few days ago.
Really? I've heard that before, and I always thought it was the worst metaphor to say.
It is.
I've heard
it's
don't.
terrible.
The worst one is don't fish off the company pier.
I don't know. I think dipping in the company ink is worse.
No,
They're both
what I'm
pretty
saying,
bad.
What I'm saying, dipping your pen in a company ink is descriptive.
Yeah.
Fishing off the company pier is not. It's like, huh? What do you mean? What am I? Huh?
There's a lot of fish in the sea.
You're fishing
maybe
for a
I don't-
date.
I don't know.
It's more. It's more precise to say, don't dip your pen in the company ink.
Just don't date your coworkers. How about that?
But companies have policies against it. But but I know many instances of people
that went
developing,
around that.
or there wasn't a policy and they had relationships at work. And
It depends on if you're in a position of power. Like if you're equals, if you both do the same thing.
well, where's the point of that? I mean, I want to date up, man. I want my CEO to be a hot woman who wants to date me.
Bill just wants a sugar mama. That's
right.
what he wants.
That's right. That would be nice.
I'm glad I'm not dating.
I don't think
You
I
know
know
what?
how to date anymore.
You know what, Gina? The dating world is glad you're not dating
Isn't it?
anymore because you didn't do that much of it anyway.
No, I didn't.
I feel like it's changed so much I wouldn't even know how to date.
I've never dated. Never. I don't.
You just get married.
Uh,
I used to say that about my dad. He doesn't date. He just gets married.
no, I've only been married twice. Yeah, twice. Wait a minute. Yeah, twice. But
and you met your first wife when you were very young, and then you've been married for another 20 some odd years. So
yeah, well, but there was dating that went on in there too somewhere.
a little bit. You want to be careful here?
Well, it's way long time ago. It's water way under the bridge.
Oh, okay.
But I never dated.
Like, would you like to go to dinner with
Yeah.
me on Friday night? You didn't do that?
No, not too much.
I think I did that like with one person in college, and that was it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it was just hanging out.
Yeah.
We were just hanging out.
And wait, now everybody left, and it's just me and you hanging out.
Yeah.
Is that how
Yeah,
it would
basically,
go?
yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
everybody's gone now.
And oh my, you really are hanging out.
Is that
That's my company. That's my pen. Where's the company ink?
All right.
I love hanging around with women. You guys
well,
are
you're going
fun.
to do it all week.
All week. Yeah, you're stuck with us.
I know, I like it.
A lot of estrogen in here.
I've often said I'd rather hang around with women than with men. I know what men are like, and I don't care for them.
Why, I have a quick hello, Sailor Boy.
Your son in Jacksonville.
My son who's in the Navy, it's Festus.
Hello, Sailor Boy!
And he's been in the Navy for 3 years now. And only gone out on a ship for 24 hours one time.
Really?
He's been working in a medical clinic in Jacksonville, but he was very excited and called me and said, Mom, I have an underway, which is what they call.
He's shipping out?
He's shipping out.
To where?
Andy Rourke, bassist with the Smiths, was born. He died not that long ago from pancreatic cancer.
Oh, that's right.
In 2023.
That's right. Okay, 7:26. Time now for a big boy news and a pinuendo. But let's do some boner of the day. Surrounding it, kind of like a sandwich.
Sure.
Yeah. We got 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, January 17, 2025? We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. And once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it. Gotta win it. Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. The jerks have ruined my bowling league night. It was supposed to be a fun Friday night at All-Star Bowling at the Valley Fair Mall. Manager Lydia Hernandez was off the clock, enjoying a night out with visiting family, bowling, when disaster struck. Water, lots of it, came rushing out of the bathroom. All of a sudden, we hear a lot of water like a fire hydrant, Hernandez said. What they found wasn't just a simple plumbing issue. A toilet had been deliberately vandalized, with its piping ripped off, causing water to shoot out of the wall with incredible force like a fire hose gone rogue. The team scrambled to shut off the water, but the damage was already starting to pile up. We closed off about 20 water lines, but it wasn't enough, Hernandez said. It took us 15 minutes to find the main line, and by then, the damage was done. Water had surged across the floor of the bowling alley, flooding everything in its path. Inches of water spread from one wall to the other, soaking through the 21-plus pins and ales area where it seeped into the lanes. The team had no choice but to close early for the safety of their customers. The flood shut off water for the entire mall, she said.
Oh.
Thankfully, most of the mall was already closed, so we were the only ones affected. Hernandez is quick to point out that All-Star Bowling isn't just another chain. It's a locally owned business.
Oh, okay.
Team members were sent home early. It was a blow for everyone. A police report was made with the West Valley Police Department. Hernandez took to Facebook, showing images of suspected teenage vandals in hope of finding who did this. From what I know, we did get some tips that were given to the West Valley PD. We haven't gotten any names yet. For now, the business is closed. Now, this was last Friday. I don't know if it's still closed. Cleaning up, recovering from the incident. But Hernandez says she's determined to keep focus on people responsible for the damage and to keep the bowling alley open. But the jerks ruined my bowling league night. Boner candidate number 1. Here's Boner candidate number 2. Mobile cutting, no waiting, we come to you. A former doctor has been jailed for running an illegal mobile circumcision business.
Yay.
Whoa. The story gets worse and worse as you read it. A doctor who lost his license continued practicing circumcisions on patients up to the age of 14.
Whoa.
His tools were disgusting and unfit for use. He traveled around the United Kingdom performing non-therapeutic male circumcisions, meaning there was no clinical reason for the procedure, on patients up to the age of 14. The court previously heard how Mr. Saduki had used a rusty medical instrument to circumcise people and gave insufficient pain relief. One tool had a rusty serrated edge.
Oh, there they are.
While others had not been properly sterilized, prosecutor said. By the way, so that picture you're seeing right there, I have to confess, here's the caption underneath that picture.
Yeah.
Image for illustrative purposes.
Oh. Those aren't the actual.
It's not the actual ones, but sort of like that. The court previously, he said, the defendant cut corners and caused unnecessary pain, suffering, and cruelty and risk. In 2015, he was taken off the register of physicians after a panel of the Medical Practitioners Tribunal Service found him guilty of failures in performing the procedure in the homes of 4 babies. But he continued his service, non-therapeutic male circumcision, mobile, we come to you.
I mean, that is nice if they'll come to
Sure,
you,
no
but-
waiting.
Oh,
Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. Now, do they know they're lying?
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by.
Cinderella is a megawatt production. Experience the classic fairy tale with all new sets and costumes opening February 7th with music performed live by the Ballet West Orchestra. Tickets at balletwest.org.
Well, actor, director, alcoholic and serial philanderer and woman beater Mel Gibson said on Thursday he was just as surprised as everybody else by President-elect Donald Trump's naming him and two other pro-MAGA actors special ambassadors to Hollywood.
Yeah, what does
Quote,
this mean?
It's my honor to announce John Voight, Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone to be special ambassadors to a great but very troubled place, Hollywood, California, Trump wrote. They will serve as special envoys for me for the purpose of bringing Hollywood back, which has lost much of its business over the last 4 years,
That's not
to
true.
foreign countries, back, bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. These three very talented people will be my ears, my eyes, and I will get done what they suggest. It will again be like the United States of America itself, the golden age of Hollywood.
What is it exactly does he think that they can do?
Trump found out about how Trump's hiring him. Well, I got the tweet at the same time as all of you, and I was surprised. Nevertheless, I heed the call. My duty as a citizen is to give any help and insight I can. Any chance the position comes with an ambassador's residence? Trump famously has surprised people in the past with his posts on Twitter. During his first term, he fired a lot of people by tweet without telling them first.
Because as much thought as went into this is, these are guys that are loyal to me. That is as much thought as went into that.
Mel Gibson lost his home in the Los Angeles fires in recent days, but he suggested on Fox that the fires may have been commissioned. Along with John Voight and other actors like James Wood. Gibson has long been one of Hollywood's most well-known conservative and devout Christians. He raised eyebrows last week with an appearance on Joe Rogan in which he claimed alternative medicines had cured his friends of stage 4 cancer.
Specifically ivermectin. You know, the horse dewormer has cured cancer.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Well,
More of this. There's going to be more of this.
Governor Spencer Cox has said that, he wants to get the state on cleaner energy and do all that. And yet the Utah Inland Port Authority has added a coal mine to its development plan in Carbon and Emery counties. The fossil rock mine, formerly called the Trail Mountain mine, closed in 2001, but U.S. Mine Safety and Health Administration records show Wolverine Fuels, LLC, a coal mining company with headquarters in Sandy that owns the mine, has reopened the mine. What we're doing at the port is in line with the state's policy, which is an all-out, which is an all-of-the-above energy approach, said Ben Hart, the Port Authority's executive director, at a meeting last week. But Governor Spencer Cox has said that he wants to invest in cleaner energy sources.
Okay.
But he's also not doing anything about them reopening this coal mine.
Well, he said that about the clean energy before Trump was elected, and now things are up.
He said it again recently.
Oh, he did recently?
Yeah, recently.
Okay.
The company is previously, let's see, Wolverine. That's the gist of it anyway. When the air conditioner died in the middle of summer at Ryan Gerhardt's house in Lehigh, he turned to Action Plumbing, Heating and Air, and Electrical. I asked them to install a heat pump just because they're more efficient, Gerhardt said. And they said, okay, this is what you're going to get. This is what your home needs. You're going to get a 3.5-ton heat pump. Despite the name, heat pumps are supposed to cool the house. Gerhardt said that his couldn't keep up with the triple-digit temperatures. I found out, even though they said they were going to install a 3.5-ton, looking at the model unit, it's only a 3-ton. So he's among many customers who've complained to the Utah Division of Consumer Protection about Action Plumbing, Heating, and Air, and they're filing a lawsuit against that firm. Consumer Protection is using the term elder abuse in its lawsuit.
Oh, really?
Saying that Action is taking advantage of older people who didn't really understand what they were, signing up for. And so that'll be, and if you've had any dealings with them, you probably should contact the state Consumer Protection Division. Let's see, let's see, I don't want to do that story. Let's skip that. Let me do this one. Joe Biden is going to commute a whole bunch more jail sentences.
2,500 people, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
It's an action aimed at inmates who received harsher sentences based on old disparities in drug laws.
Oh.
This will be the broadest commutation of individual sentences ever issued by a U.S. president. He announced Friday that he would commute the sentences of nearly 2,500 inmates serving long prison terms for non-violent drug offenses. The commutations are for offenders who received harsher sentences for drug crimes than they would under current practices, a move aimed at reversing longstanding criminal justice disparities. Those disparities disproportionately affected black people and fueled mass incarceration, many experts say. Key piece of rock history has been saved in the fires. The Shangri-La studio somehow still stands amid the apocalyptic fury of the fires. This is in Malibu, now owned by producer Rick Rubin. The studio was built in the hills above Zuma Beach to the precise specification of the band and Bob Dylan. Its name traces back to the original owner, an actress named Margot Albert, who once appeared in the film adaptation of James Hilton's Lost Horizon, where the utopia of Shangri-La was first mentioned. For the band and many others, the studio became just that. The band's Levon Helm once described the Shangri-La Studios as a clubhouse and studio where we and our friends could record albums and cross-pollinate one another's music. So it's got living quarters in it as well as recording studios and that sort of thing. And it was somehow spared by the fire. SpaceX launched its Starship rocket on its latest test flight Thursday.
Oops.
Well, one thing went well, and it's amazing to see this happen. They caught the booster as it came back to Earth and caught it at the tower, but the rocket itself, they lost contact with it, and it, I guess they blew it up, or did it, I think
it caught fire.
Did it catch fire?
Yeah, they didn't blow it up.
They didn't blow it up themselves,
No.
which sometimes you have to do. Debris from the spacecraft caused commercial air travel delays in parts of Florida on Thursday. Even though it was disastrous, if you see the video of it, it's really beautiful to see these pieces raining down. Twizzlers. When it comes to seasonal shapes, Twizzlers is like a lot of other candy companies. They're releasing for Valentine's Day, or for Easter, Twizzler bunnies.
Aw.
Little Twizzler bunnies.
Oh, I like.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right. Weather, traffic.
Well, so 40 for high today. We will still have that haze around. Good news is there's a storm system coming through. Shouldn't be too much snow. We might see a little bit of it down here in the valley. The better part of that is it'll help clear the air out, which will be nice. And will be quite a bit colder. It looks like by Monday night we could be down in single digits for overnight lows. Very, very cold air coming through. Traffic, we have a crash eastbound I-80 just before the State Street exit in Salt Lake. Center lanes and left shoulder are blocked, backing traffic into the connecting ramps from I-15. That's the only thing that UDOT's reporting. Let me check our message stream. That's where you come in, folks. Infiniteam reports. And you're not reporting anything there? Oh, well. Traffic moving well on Antelope through Clearfield. Driving by Lane's Chicken Finger. Does Gina know about this? Yes, we talked about it yesterday. I'll go try the chicken fingers this weekend. I'll report back. That's traffic.
Thank you.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Do they know that they're lying? I got this boner candidate based on, I was wondering yesterday, and I looked it up this morning, when Mike Lee was questioning Pam Bondi, the prospective attorney general, when he was talking to her, I was just wondering what he was talking about, what he asked her. And he went on this self-aggrandizing speech about to show off how much he knew about the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. But then he asked her about weaponizing the Justice Department. And to hear the prospective Attorney General nominee, Bondi, and the Senate Judiciary Committee's Republican members tell it, the Justice Department has been corrupted. In fact, they targeted federal enforcement as if it were incontrovertibly true that Maine justice had been weaponized, politicized, and turned into a partisan tool. None of these claims, presented to the public in matter-of-fact ways, was true.
No.
Exactly.
University law professor Barbara McQuaid, a former U.S. attorney and MSNBC legal analyst, went so far as to characterize the GOP's Justice Department smears as garbage, adding that Republicans couldn't possibly believe what they were saying. There was one lie in particular, however, that stood out, and it's the one that made me think, I've got to find out if this is true, that the Justice Department has been going to school board meetings and arresting parents at school board meetings. In his opening statement, Chairman Chuck Grassley clung to one of those favorite myths. Let's not forget some of the other flagrant abuses of power that we've seen from the DOJ and the FBI. The FBI opened dozens of investigations into parents who voiced their concern at school board meetings regarding curriculum choices and COVID-19 mandates.
No, they didn't.
Mike Lee piled on with this, claiming that the Justice Department was guilty of branding parents as domestic terrorists.
They weren't.
Republicans have spent recent years pretending that their myth about school board meetings is true. It is not true. But Pam Bondi said, we will put an end to this
Thing that
arresting
doesn't
of
happen.
this thing that doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Here's where they get it. In 2021, Attorney General Merrick Garland issued a memo ordering federal law enforcement officials to meet with local authorities around the country to facilitate the discussion of strategies for addressing threats against education personnel
Because that was-
after a number of protests and attacks on social media and other actions targeting school officials over COVID policies and school curriculum. And critical race theory and all. So Garland says, this is endangering members
Yes.
of the school board. Let's make sure that we investigate these
Yeah.
threats against the school
That's
board.
what it was, because they were real threats.
Not parents going to school
No.
board questioning curriculum. And
No.
people who are threatening to kill school board members.
That is
Yes.
a different thing altogether.
Thank you, libs of TikTok.
And my God, the Republican after Republican, Mike Lee, what a mealy mouthed piece of crap he is. I watched his questioning of her, and
he didn't question her.
God, at the end of his 7 minutes, he got in one question. Do they know they're lying?
His question was, do you like me?
Do they know they're lying?
Can I sit at the cool kids table?
All right.
I am unsure. Do they know they're lying, or do they believe this crap?
I think they know they're lying.
Boner candidate number 3.
All right. Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Jerks have ruined my bowling league night. Whoever these little vandals were at the bowling alley, All-Star Bowling out at the Valley Fair Mall, ruining the bowling alley for the time being. Boner candidate number 2, mobile cutting, no waiting, we come to you. There's a guy traveling around the United Kingdom doing circumcisions, unlicensed circumcisions with rusty tools. And boner candidate number 3, do they know they're lying?
All right, here we go. Time to vote for Boner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text. Which one is the worst, 1, 2, or 3? You text that number to 33986. Easy. Or call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, January 17, 2025. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. You've got 4 minutes to get your vote in. So let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
had a skunk at the farm.
Oh yeah,
up in the valley.
Mm-hmm.
What was the skunk doing?
Well,
Just
I mean,
skunking things up?
he's minding his own business.
he's just being a skunk.
But I said to everybody in the house,
Mm-hmm.
do not, I repeat, do not let the dog outside.
Mm-hmm.
There is a skunk out there.
Yes.
Because.
And did they heed your warning?
They did, but because like, if your dog gets caught by a skunk in the summertime, it is also awful. But you can go outside and bathe them and try to get rid of it in the winter. Like, I didn't know what we were going to do if she got caught by the skunk in the middle of damn winter.
Mm-hmm.
But the skunk, though, like, kept us hostage in the house. Because I'm like, I'm sure he will wander off at some point.
So you just saw him, you didn't smell him?
No, we looked out the window, and he's in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, well, he's there now.
He was hanging.
He was hanging.
Hanging with Dr. Skunk.
And my mother-in-law was coming up to have breakfast with us, and we called her, and we're like, be careful when you get out of the car.
Because we don't want to have to make you stay outside.
No, he's a skunk.
Because we'll have to hose you down.
You can't come in, Grandma.
Because there's skunks and porcupines. You do not want your dog getting caught up with those. Luckily, eventually, we braved the.
I was at Bear Lake once and ran over a skunk.
Oh, that's bad.
Just ran across the road. Yep. Oh man, my car stunk for a while.
It's awful. All right, it's time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by minestrone soup.
And it's sold out, but if you have tickets, this is a reminder about the return of Lights, Camera, Brunch, our annual film-themed Not Safe for Work podcast, with brunch, beers, and more, Sunday, January 26th at Squatters Pub.
Well, again, an intense fight between two of the candidates, with each of the first and second place candidates getting over 100 votes, each one of them. Now, Boner candidate number one, the vandalism at the bowling alley, did pretty well, got 47 votes, but it came in third. So it was a fight between the mobile circumcision, number two, and the liar mouth Republicans questioning Pam Bondi in this case for Attorney General. And it came right down to the wire. Boner candidate got number two, the circumcision, got 127 votes, but Mike Lee and the Republicans got 136 votes and win Boner of the Day.
There you go. It is Boner
I'm
of
sorry.
Boner of the Day for today.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize for that. They deserve it.
For today, January 17, 2025, now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That will happen at 9:50 this morning when Dave the Flower Guy comes in and just tells us who Boner of the Week is.
You know, we one of our interns, Macy, is no longer with us as an intern. Macy's been having some health problems, and we've talked a little bit about that. Got a long email from Macy recently talking about what she's been going through, and I won't go into all those details.
But she's
That's
very
private.
sad to not be
Yeah,
here. She
she's-
loved interning, and we told her, if you are feeling better at some point, circle back. And
Yeah, she said in the email that it's her priority right now is just to get better.
Yeah.
She really needs to take care of her health and get better, and we've wished her the best. She also alerted us to a Boner candidate while she was still working here about this coffee shop that she and her family like up in Clearfield, Layton, someplace.
Clearfield.
Is it Clearfield?
Mhm.
And she And I think it won the boner of the day.
Yep.
People being, this is a coffee shop that really doesn't have a political agenda, although apparently they do have some pride flags hanging in the coffee shop. What's it called? Is the name on
It's
there?
just Beans Coffee.
Beans Coffee, and run by a family. And people have been giving them crap for having a pride flag hanging up or something. But at any rate, Macy, our intern, her husband apparently dropped by gifts for us. And thank you.
Yes.
It's coffee and coffee mugs from
Beans. And Macy and her mother are gift-giving people.
Yeah,
I've determined they like to give people things because her mother has given us a couple of times presents from Maine.
Gifts from Maine.
I've got a can of lobster bisque from her mother just sitting on my shelf waiting for me to consume it.
Oh, my husband was excited when I brought the lobster bisque home.
Did he eat it?
I think it is also waiting
For the right moment.
for the right moment.
Yeah. When nobody else is around, because one can, that's just enough
Yeah,
for me.
that's just going to be like, we're all busy, but he's home and going to have dinner by himself.
I'm going to get a bag of oyster crackers and heat up that can of lobster bisque and go for it.
Lobster bisque has always been in your closet. Always there waiting for the right moment.
That's right.
Lobster bisque.
Thank you, Mason.
That was Mason Adams.
Thank you.
But anyway, it's
Very
nice.
nice
It was
of
nice
them.
to hear. And by the way, our new intern Allison here, Allison, this should be an example for you. That Allison, it's always wise to shower us with gifts of some kind. Be it your family is from Mexico, so be it homemade Mexican food would be good. Just any.
Any gifts?
Yeah, any gifts. If you want to be an intern here, if you shower the morning team with gifts, we will like you.
Can I just put a caveat on that?
Yeah.
No more coffee mugs. I appreciate the thought,
We have a lot of
but
coffee.
we've got plenty of coffee mugs.
My family.
I appreciate the thought, but we have plenty of coffee mugs.
My family will like this. That we have too many coffee mugs at my house too. But for some reason we like, to have a variety of odd coffee mugs. Like,
You can have mine.
I don't need two, Carrie.
Well,
I've got one.
You
I've
just
got
opened
my
the-
own.
you just opened the door for
No,
coffee mugs.
I don't want yours. I've just got my own.
Do you have a favorite mug at home? Like this is,
Yeah.
if you reach for your preferred
I
coffee
got,
mug?
I got four of them actually at home that are my
Four
preferred.
rotating through your.
Actually, I drink out of the same almost every morning. The same. It's not a mug, actually. It's a cup and a saucer that my wife gave me that I really like.
Ed Brass says, as you know, if you throw away your coffee mugs, I will fish them out of the garbage. Tell you what, I will save these for you, Ed. These are for you.
Yeah. The one I drink out of, I like because I've stopped liking mugs too much because my coffee gets cold.
Yeah.
So I have this teacup, or it's not a teacup, but it's a small cup and saucer. It's small. It's
So you
like
pour
just
you
a small
pour
amount.
a little bit at a time.
Yeah, and I prefer that.
Where the cup that I use here is insulated, so my coffee doesn't get cold right away.
Yeah.
So, but at home, I'm drinking my coffee a little bit more fast, so the mug works fine. Although you can treat the mug if you get boiling water in it and let it sit for.
I
about,
do that too.
Let it sit for about a
What?
minute or two. It
What a
heats up. It
coincidence.
heats up the ceramic
I
in
do
the
that
mug, and
too.
then
Sure.
it'll keep your coffee.
I thought
warm.
that was my trick.
No,
No, that's a trick that everybody knows.
it's science.
It's like when you have, I have a metal carafe for my coffee maker, and it works best if you fill it with hot water for a few minutes before you put the coffee in it.
Easy. Oh, thank you for the gifts.
Thanks, Mason.
Big delays, eastbound 201, northbound I-15, and southbound I-15 trying to merge onto eastbound I-80. This is due to a crash just before State Street exit, now blocking two left lanes in the shoulder. It is just a mess through there. You're going to want to avoid that area and take an alternate route. Good news is that's the only thing that UDOT's reporting. What are you reporting out on the roads? What are you seeing? You need to let us know. If it's safe for you to do that via text at 33986. Be unstoppable and adventurous with Bountiful Mazda. Lease your Mazda CX-30 for just $179 a month or the CX-50 for $239 a month. Find out more at bmazda.com.
All right, so we're going to take a break. KXRK Provo. We'll be back after these. Jimmy is here. Have another drink with Jimmy Santangelo, Jimmy the wine guy.
Maybe he wants a mug.
Maybe he could have a mug. Take it after these messages. UtahAdvocates.com.
Well, if you or someone you love has been injured in an accident, so many considerations, of course.
Oh yeah.
But when you don't forget that you probably could use representation. An attorney who knows how to deal with insurance companies.
They're going to try to get away with paying as little as possible on your claim.
That's their job. Yeah.
Let somebody advocate for you. And this isn't just car accidents. It could be, this time of year, slip and falls are one of the things.
So if you've been hurt in an accident, I can tell you no better group to call than the Advocates. 801-355-5550. You can call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or you can go to their website and chat online, again, 24/7, UtahAdvocates.com. And the great thing is, too, if they take your case, they don't charge you any money out of pocket. They only take their part when they get you a settlement. So it's Utah Advocates, 801-355-5550, or UtahAdvocates.com. Slow down that rapid eye movement and get ready to play Beat Gina. But today it's Beat Nick. I'm Beat Gina professional announcer Johnny O. And I've got news about a new meatless hot dog treat.
Oh?
I'm talking about Toonies, a new tuna treat. Toonies, tuna with the exciting hickory smoked taste in a new convenient hot dog form. Toonies have all the nutritive value of seafood in tempting snacks, salads, and main dishes that are quick and easy to prepare right out of the can. Best of all, Toonies are inexpensive, and there's no waste. Toonies are made only from select filet of tuna. They contain no meat or meat derivatives, no cereal or other filler. And Toonies are skinless, high in protein, low in calories. Why, Toonies are the most outstanding food buy in years.
Really?
Chop them up for casseroles, slice them for salads, mince or grind them for sandwiches, barbecue them, fry them, boil them. 1 can of Toonies will serve 4 to 6 people. Toonies are packed by the processors of famous Bresto chicken tuna, quality packers for over half a century. Pick up a can or 2 of Toonies at your grocer today.
They look kind of gross.
Kids are singing a tune for Toonies.
Are
Terry
they?
Jackson.
Okay.
That's right.
Because I'm looking at
Toonies are fun to eat.
Because the chat room has found some ads for it, and they don't look very good.
Well, that's just your opinion, isn't it, sir?
Sorry.
The Toonies people pay me good money.
Yes, they do.
All right, and now here he is, your host, Toonies hater, Terry Jackson.
I haven't tried it.
All right.
It just doesn't look great.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look, but oh my, they're delicious.
Take that money. Take that money. The randomizer has picked a contestant. You'll be playing against Justin today. Justin, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, Justin, let's toss a coin to see who goes first. We'll give you the advantage. Call it. Heads or tails, please.
Tails.
All right. Let's see what it says. It is tails.
Ooh.
That means that Justin goes first. He has the advantage in the game. Justin, the first question is for you. You can answer it exclusively. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I'll allow Nick to answer the same question, stealing your point away possibly. It's multiple choice pop culture trivia. Now, if Nick beats you, what are you prepared to do in his name?
Yeah.
I will donate the value of the tickets to the road home.
Love it.
There you go. Okay, so the tickets are, what are they again?
Limp Bizkit tickets, who are going to be performing over at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater this August 18th.
All right, Limp Bizkit tickets. Here we go. So, Justin, you are first. Here's the question. Because it is Wesley Snipes' birthday today, he is 62, just so you know. We're doing Blade trivia. So it's all the Blade movies and the comic book.
I remember loving them. It's been a while since I've watched them. I was watching that one Blood Club scene on YouTube a couple weeks back, so that's the best edge I'm going to get.
Is Wesley Snipes in or out of prison at this point?
He is out.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. First question is for Justin. Justin, in the comics, according to the comics, because it's not mentioned in the movie, what is Blade's real name? What is Blade's name? Is it 1, Eric Brooks? Is it 2, Jefferson Twilight? Is it 3, Roosevelt Franklin? Or 4, Blady McBladeface?
The first one.
Eric Brooks is correct.
There we are. Nicely done.
All right.
Justin, that's one point for you. Now, Justin, we go over to Nicholas.
Back to the comics.
Okay.
In the comics, where is Blade from? Is it 1, Funky Town, USA? Is it 2, London, England? Is it 3, Los Angeles, California? Or 4, Gotham City?
With vampires, I want to say London, but I'm going to say L.A.
Sorry, no.
Justin, you get a chance to steal.
Is it London?
It is London.
All right.
Wow.
Justin, you have 2 points to Nick's 0 points. And Justin, you control the question. The game could go right here.
This could be it. Wow. All right. Justin, now to the movies. When David S. Goyer first pitched the idea of doing a Blade movie, the executives at New Line Cinema felt that there were only 3 actors who could possibly do the role: Wesley Snipes and
And Granite texted in saying, "Don't forget the liquor stores are closed on Monday."
Oh.
In Granite and everywhere else.
Okay. Is this sponsored?
Launched in 2010, Oaxaca Mezcal is one of the first artisanal mezcal brands to enter the U.S. market. It remains one of the few independently owned mezcal brands with partners committed to fair trade, social responsibility, and environmental practices since its inception. Today, we are featuring Oaxaca's Espadín and Obocado con Gusano. Mezcals are both on sale this month at your local state wine and liquor stores. Get some today because you can't on Monday.
How did she do, Jimmy?
Great.
All right.
Gusano.
All right.
I say everything like an Italian, an Italian accent.
Well, here he is, the commander of the Wine Academy of Utah, Jimmy Santangelo. WineAcademyofUtah.com is where you go for all things Jimmy, and he's brought us mezcal today.
Yes, we have. We have here Oaxaca Mezcal. That's the producer. And one thing I love about these guys is it's an authentic tradition, premium artisanal mezcal from Oaxaca. That's the state in southern Mexico. Handmade by fifth-generation mezcaleras. Owned and produced by a single indigenous Zapotec family. So it's fun that this is the deal. We were talking about mezcal, talking about tequila. These are all agave-based spirits. It's the plant, the agave plant. And there's hundreds of species of this plant. The agave plant it produces, we're using the root from that plant called the piña, and to make a delicious agave spirit. Well, there's a number of different agave spirits. One that you're most familiar with is tequila from Jalisco, and that uses a single agave called the blue Weber agave or Weber agave. And then they toast the piña, go into fermentation, then distillation, bada boom, bada bing, you have your tequila. Well, if you go further south into another state called Oaxaca, now we're using different agaves. We're not required to use a single one. In this case, with the Oaxaca that we're featuring today, it's the Espadín named agave plant.
Okay.
So it's a different plant. They say that this is the mother of all agaves, the Espadín. And another differentiation is rather than toasting the piña when we chop it up, we're roasting the piña in earthen pits, pine wood, and all this beautiful roastiness. 3 to 5 days in a pit.
What's the difference between toasting and roasting?
The roasting is in an earthen pit, so you're just roasting for a very long, extended time, days on end. And toasting is like a Yurikov, kind of like sending it through a toaster oven, drying it out. Yeah, you're drying it out. the whole goal is to get those fermentable sugars. So the first one that we have here that we're featuring that's in your glass, the clear one, this is the Espadín by Oaxaca. This Espadín is the name of that agave. And this, it takes 7 to 8 years.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, for agave to grow for us to source.
Wow.
So kind of put that when you're making wine, it's every year. The grapes are growing every year. Grains for spirits. Every year, your barley, wheat, corn, and rye. Espadín or agave in general. Excuse me. I have a little tequila in my palate. You have 7 to 8 years, and then they cook it for 3 to 5 days.
Now, sometimes I get the picture that they're going out and foraging for this stuff. That what they have, they must have big agave farms and
combination of both, Bill.
Yeah.
They do have farm where they're planting from the extended, because when your agave, it's ready because it'll shoot its flower up, saying it's at most maturation.
That's how I know I'm ready. Too. Shoot my flower right up.
Shoot your flower right up. The next agave the next Oaxaca mezcal that we have here, the Avocado con Gusano. Now this one's a little bit different of a color. It's due to been aged for at least 6 months in American oak barrel, a used barrel. So you're getting that color. Now we're in the Reposado category of rest exactly.
It's got that gold color to it.
And it's got the gold color. And then this one has, I don't know if you can see, it's got the little worm in there. This is the mezcal worm. You sent something out?
Yeah, I tweeted out.
And some people say if you eat that worm, is it hallucinogenic or this or that? My friend, if you drink enough mezcal you're at the bottom of this bottle,
exactly.
That's the least of your worries, right?
Exactly.
Is that Gusano? Is that the worm Gusano?
The Gusano is the worm, and what they do is they have them all over the leaves, so you'll go out with a basket and a brush and brush the mezcal worms or the Gusanos into your basket. You bring them into the kitchen, you dry them out, you crush it down, and that's a salt. That's a salt that you can
this
use.
Reposado is delightful. It really is.
I wish I'd had a palate cleanser between them because I'm not sure I can tell the
You got a cracker?
huge difference.
You got a cracker on you?
What do you call it, crack? Well, you can hear, smell the beans.
Yeah, smell the coffee beans. That'll do it.
There you go. Oh yeah.
Cocktails when making these. We've had fun cocktails. My favorite is just taking some soda water. You just you crack that. You're having a nice highball with this, and with the Espadín, that goes really nice. With the Oaxaca mezcal, the Reposado, love making a smoked Negroni with it.
Oh, nice!
So you can make a mezcal Negroni with it, and the sweet vermouth and the bitters and. Not the bitters, but the Campari. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, very versatile. These are not just for breakfast anymore, my friends.
Now this family, the Zapotec family, and this is there's one guy behind it. I had his name here a second ago.
Yeah, they were.
Alberto Morales owns it.
Yeah.
Are they based in America now, or are they still down in Oaxaca?
No, they're still down there, and they're small villages. Whereas in Jalisco, the tequila plants, they're like manufacturing plants, very modern and industrious. This, although modernized in their production down in Oaxaca, it is very small farm, very small distillers.
You served this to us on the rocks, and that little bit of water, just helpful enough.
Nice.
Opens it up, smooths it out. Nice.
Topo Chico is what I was thinking to do with this.
It's such an unusual taste. I mean, it's
lovely.
There's nothing like
its own
it.
Thing, yeah.
There's nothing like it.
Slight smokiness, a little bit of a pepper, like a green bell pepper in there.
Yeah.
It's still on my palate. Long finish. You got a good mouth feel. The alcohol's integrated really well, so it's warming. And once you then touch it in a little bit of the oak, it really smooths out, and it even softens up the smokiness to it.
All
right, Jimmy, what do you got coming up in the Wine Academy of Utah?
It's time of the year to schedule your in-home wine events with the Wine Academy of Utah. You can go to our website and select from various wine themes, whether it's Splash of Spain or Tour of Italy or California coastline. Have a sommelier in the comfort of your own home. We provide all the wine, glassware, notes, and professional presentation. Go to the wineacademyofutah.com for more information today.
That was like an ad.
Did you like that?
That was like
you're getting better.
Look at you! Look at you go!
He you know what? He's done it many times. He knows what he's talking about. Jimmy Santangelo, Wine Academy of Utah, wineacademyofutah.com. Go there, be there, have fun.
Live there.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend, everybody. Prep for Monday.
Oh, yes, that's right. Liquor stores are closed on Monday.
How much are these bottles, by the way?
Good question.
You don't
They're
know?
very affordable.
Okay.
Says they're on sale.
They're on sale. $33. That's what it was. 36. Normally $39.99. Sorry, $36.99.
All right. Thanks.
Bargain.
Big delays eastbound 201, northbound I-15, and southbound I-15 trying to merge onto eastbound I-80. This is due to a crash just before State Street exit, now blocking 2 left lanes and the shoulder. That's a mess, but it's the only mess I'm seeing. Are you seeing a mess? Text us your mess, 33986.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song with Beat Gina. Beat Gina coming up. It's a James Earl Jones trivia today.
Okay.
It's his birthday. But you can win a prize. What is the fabulous prize?
Well, you can't buy tickets anymore because it's sold out, and I think Jimmy's going to be there at Lights Camera Brunch.
Yeah, I'll saber a bottle if you want.
But we have tickets to give away to that.
All right, tickets to our brunch at Squatters with the podcast and Jimmy and all the fun. 877-602-9696. All you got to do is play Beat Gina right after these messages and a song. Stand by. BigOTires.com.
You know, I like Papa Murphy's pizza, and I like tires. So I like Big O tires specifically. So what's better than 4 brand new tires from Big O? 4 brand new tires with Papa Murphy's pizza, free for a year.
Now through the 26th, when you buy select sets of 4 tires, just like Bill said, no gimmicks or anything. You get free Papa Murphy's pizza for a whole year. And you can get winter tires. You can get all-season tires. They have all of the different ones available.
Big O wants to keep you safe on the road and help you save money on tires and service. Always something on sale at Big O Tires. Stop in, or you can schedule an appointment with Big O online. Big O Tires, your true one-stop shop for automotive repair. I go to the one on 2nd East and South Temple, but you don't have to go to that one. You can go to the one in your neighborhood. You'll find it if you go to bigotires.com. Remember, buy 4 tires, brand new tires, you get pizza for a year at Big O. Johnny Ola. By the way, I hear that biograss is good grass. I'm announcer Johnny Ola with good news for my fellow kids. Hey, kids, ABC has a full day of cartoons just for you.
Really?
It's a leap year special this Saturday morning. Tune in to your ABC affiliate for a continuous who's who of cartoondom. 5.5 straight hours of your favorite comic heroes, all in color. King Kong, the Beatles, new Casper the Ghost cartoons, Bugs Bunny, Milton the Monster, Fearless Fly, Beanie and Cecil, Magilla Gorilla, Peter Potamus, Bullwinkle, and Hoppity Hooper. All of this topped off by the great teen music show, Where the Action Is. For a leap year Saturday, join ABC's cartoon special in color, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
I'm excited.
And now, here he is, cartoon lover, your host, Carrie Goodgrass Jackson.
Thank you. Hoppity Hooper.
Yeah.
Remember that. All right.
Magilla Gorilla.
Yes.
How much is that gorilla in the window?
All right. Let's see. Looks like the randomizer has picked a contestant. Julie is here. Julie, are you there?
Hola.
Hello, Julie. All right, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. You call it heads or tails.
Heads.
All right, let's see what we got. Tails.
Oh, you're one step further away from winning these Home and Garden Show tickets.
Well,
Sorry.
That's terrible.
Yeah, sorry, Julie. That means that the first question goes to Gina. She gets to answer it exclusively, and if she gets it right, she gets the point. If not, though, I'll allow you to answer that same question correctly, steal the point away. You'll get the point. We'll go back and forth until one of you gets 3 points. All right. We got some leftover questions from earlier in the week because it was a weird day yesterday, but here we go. Universal Monster Trivia, first of all, Gina. Let's begin with this. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Okay.
The creature's appearance in The Creature from the Black Lagoon was based on old 17th century woodcuts of two bizarre creatures called what? Is it 1, Eric and Don Jr.?
Mm-hmm.
2, the Gillmen? 3, Sea Monk and the Sea Bishop?
Mm-hmm.
Or 4, the fish that saved Pittsburgh?
I'm going with the Gillmen.
You would like to
No?
take that. No.
Really?
That's my trick answer there because he's referred to as the Gillman.
Yes, he is in the movie. I know that.
Huh.
Julie?
3.
Sea Monk and the Sea Bishop.
Really?
There's a point for... Did you know that, Julie, or is that just a guess?
Of course I knew that.
Of course you did.
All right, it's one
Everybody knows that but me.
It's 1 to... I didn't know. It's 1-0 for Julie, and Julie controls the question.
Let's see. All right. Julie, the movie Creature from the Black Lagoon was originally produced in what form? Was it 1, smell-o-vision? Was it 2, choose your own ending with the punishment pole? 3, 8 millimeter? Or 4, 3D?
8 millimeter?
Oh, that's the trick. That's the trick answer there.
Gina.
Well, then it would be 3D.
3D is correct. That's how I saw it for the first time.
I thought it was smell-o-vision. Something smelled fishy in the theater. You know? All right, it's 1-1. Gina controls the question.
Gina?
Yes.
The movie The Invisible Ray.
I don't know this.
Everyone knows.
I don't know this movie, The
Invisible Ray, don't they?
I don't.
All right. What is the name of the mysterious element? The mysterious element in the invisible ray.
Okay.
Is it 1, the Illudium Pew 36 explosive space modulator? 2, Radium X? 3, dilithium? Or 4, unobtainium?
2.
Radium X.
Yes,
That was
Radium
a
X.
guess, Julie. I didn't know that.
It's 2-1. Julie, you could tie it up here.
Julie, we're pivoting to Mr. Rogers trivia.
Nice.
Julie, who was the first king of the neighborhood of make-believe? Who was the first king of the neighborhood of make-believe? Is it 1, King Ralph? 2, King Vitamin? 3, King Friday the 13th? Or 4, King Friday the 12th?
King Friday the 12th.
Ah, see, I threw that in there as a trick because actually...
Gina for the win.
Yes.
King Friday the 13th.
That is correct.
Yes.
You see, it wasn't King Friday the 12th. King Friday the 13th's father's name was King Charming Thursday the 12th.
Oh, trick.
So there you go.
There you go. Well, congratulations, Gina. You're going to go see the garden show with good grass.
Well,
Good
you
grass.
know, I could do that.
You have no need of sod?
I have no need of sod, but I'm wondering if Julie would like to take the tickets that I won.
I'll bet you would.
Instead.
I'll bet you would.
I have 2 dogs. I need sod.
You need sod. Hang on, Julie. We'll tell you how to win.
All right, listen, I've got to go. I've taken another job, you know.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I'm working at a sod farm.
Sod farm?
Yes.
All right.
We have good grass.
I have a quick thing.
A quick thing? Go ahead. Quick thing.
So you know, my sailor son Festus.
Yes.
He's on underway.
On and underway.
He's on and underway.
He's at sea.
He's at sea.
Okay, all right.
His first time out for a long extended period of time.
And did he find out where they're shipping?
Well, no, he's last week. He's like, Mom, I'm going to be gone for 10 days. If they don't tell me where I'm going, I'll talk to you when I get back. So yesterday, I'm out walking the dog.
Okay.
I come home. I didn't take my phone with me on the walk, and I looked down, and I have a missed call and a voice message.
Uh-oh.
Mom, we were close enough to shore that I had service, and I thought I would call you, like a ship to shore call. And I thought I would call you and tell you what the ocean smells like out here in the Bahamas. But you're not home, but now I'm not going to tell you.
So he's in the Bahamas, picking up some cigars for the Admiral, probably.
Yeah.
We got to get these cigars back to the Admiral, so see you later.
I was so bummed I missed his call.
Well, I have many questions.
Why don't you take your phone with you?
Yes.
Oh.
I would
That's
always
my first
take my
question.
phone.
Oh,
You're out for a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
What
could
if something happened?
You could get kidnapped.
Yeah.
I could. You're right.
Or
you would think I would be
Or somebody
paranoid.
could steal your phone.
I'm trying to think like Gina. You could get kidnapped. Someone could kidnap the dog.
Yeah.
When my kid goes for my kid likes to go for a walk almost every day. I always say, take your phone.
Yeah,
with you.
I mean, I just did it it wasn't a purposeful thing. I just forgot it. But I'm so mad and he said I won't be back on shore till Thursday. I'll call you then. But
Ask him if he can get me some of those cigars.
you want some of those
Yeah.
cigars?
For the Admiral.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Admiral's cigars that or something. He's picking up a case of rum.
Yeah.
For the Admiral.
Well, I so bummed. That's my little quick hello sailor.
Was he breaking protocol by even saying where he was? I don't
know.
And are you breaking protocol saying
Maybe.
where he was?
I don't.
XTC released Mayor of Simpleton, the first single from their 11th studio album, Oranges and Lemons. There you go. Beat Gina now, brought to you by.
Brought to you by, join us, well, if you bought your tickets already, or if you win them from us, Sunday, January 26th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Squatters Pub for Radio from Hell's annual Not Safe for Work live podcast recording with special guest interviews, live games and prizes, and the privilege of seeing Radio from Hell in person. Brunch and a Radio from Hell pint glass to take home. Thank you.
I'm Beat Gina announcer Johnny Ola. And before we begin our game, I have this word for the gentlemen in the audience.
Okay.
Men, no shaving proposition will beat this.
Oh.
Listen.
Okay.
There's $1 cash, says Colgate Brushless wins you in a flash.
Really?
Yes, $1 cash says this is it for the clean, smooth, comfortable shave that you've always wanted. And here's why. Because of its light and fine texture, Colgate Brushless completely surrounds, softens, and supports each bristle better than greasy, heavy creams.
Well.
There's no matting down, no clogging. Your razor doesn't skid or skip when you use Colgate Brushless.
Nice.
Instead, it cuts through, clean and smooth. Try Colgate Brushless. See how it does away with razor scrape and soreness. Discover how slick and smooth and downright comfortable it makes your shave. Get a large or giant-sized tube or jar of Colgate Brushless Shaving Cream. If 1 week's use doesn't win you completely, just send back the carton top and we'll mail you your dollar.
Well, that's reasonable.
Address, Bill Stern, care of Colgate, Jersey City, Zone 2, New Jersey. Remember, there's $1 cash that says Colgate Brushless wins you in a flash.
A whole dollar.
Real fine. And speaking of real fine, here's your Beat Gina host, the smooth-faced,
Yes.
Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Can we trust this Bill Stern?
Indeed, easy.
Okay.
He works for the Colgate Company.
All right. Just curious that I'm sending it to him.
He's also my brother-in-law.
Oh, okay. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be going up against Rick.
Hi, Rick.
Hello, Rick.
Hey, good morning, lords and ladies. Thanks
All
for letting me
right.
listen.
Thank you, Rick. We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage. It will let you go first. You call it heads or tails.
Go tails.
All right, let's see what happens. It is tails, Gina Barbera.
Well, you're one step closer to joining us next Sunday for Lights, Camera, Brunch.
Now, Rick, because you won the coin toss, this first question is for you to answer on your own. It's multiple choice, pop culture trivia. If you get the answer correct, you get the point. If not, Gina has been paying attention, and she will answer the question correctly and steal your point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. James Earl Jones, had he lived... Well, it's his birthday.
Yeah.
Regardless, but yeah,
He would be celebrating today had he lived. So James Earl Jones trivia. First question for Rick. Here we go. First question. Bet you didn't know this. James Earl Jones was a CB enthusiast.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rick, he used to use Darth Vader as his CB handle on his CB radio, but stopped. He stopped that. Why did he stop doing that? Was it 1, because no one uses CB radios anymore? Is it 2, it was frightening people? Is it 3, Rubber Duck bequeathed his handle to James Earl Jones in his last will and testament, so he's now Rubber Duck? Or was it 4, by the time we hit that Chi-Town, them bears was a-getting smart. They'd brought up some reinforcements from the Illinois National Guard. There were armored cars and tanks and jeeps and rigs of every size. Yeah, them chicken coops was full of bears, and choppers filled the sky.
Huh.
Wow. Well, as much as 4 sounds intriguing, let's go with 2.
It was frightening people.
Yes.
Oh, it's Darth Vader. He's scary.
There's 1.
All right.
1 for Rick. Now we go to Gina.
Gina.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first established celebrity to appear on what TV series?
Okay.
First established celebrity to appear on this series. Was it 1, Bahama Lobster Pirates?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 2, Hillbilly Hand Fishing?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 3, The Magic School Bus? Or was it 4, Sesame Street?
Mm. I mean, Sesame Street.
Sesame Street.
Yeah,
that had to be it. It's 1-1.
You had me overthinking it.
You did overthink it.
Yeah.
Back to Rick.
All right. Rick, what is James Earl Jones' highest rated movie according to Rotten Tomatoes? So it's the highest on the tomato meter. Is it 1?
Okay.
Is it 1, Vampire Hitler versus Zombie Pope? Was it 2, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back? Was it 3, Africa, the Serengeti? Or 4, Permanent Nap Time?
I've only ever heard of the Star Wars one, but Rotten Tomatoes, let's go with 3.
Africa, the Serengeti.
All right.
That was a guess.
2 for you, Rick. Go back to Gina to see if she can tie.
Gina?
Yeah.
Why did James Earl Jones originally take acting lessons?
Okay.
Was it 1, to control his stutter?
Okay.
Was it 2, he did not want to inherit the family's leech collector business?
No.
Was it 3, he always knew he wanted to be an actor? Or 4, to fulfill his dream of dancing in the Bolshoi Ballet?
Well, I'm going with number 1.
Control his stutter.
All right, it's 2-2. Back to Rick. You could win on this question, Rick.
All right, Rick, here we go.
All right.
What is his lowest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes? With a 0% rating.
Okay.
Least popular tomato meter. Is it 1, Casper, A Spirited Beginning? Is it 2, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace? Is it 3, Star Wars Episode 2, The Madness of Count Cuckoo? 4, Star Wars Episode 6, Spill the Tea 3PO?
I'll go with Casper, number 1.
Casper is
That
correct.
seems likely,
Wow.
and yes, you win the game, Rick. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Way to go.
You'll be joining us
Thanks, Gina.
next Sunday.
We'll see you at Lights Camera Brunch.
Hang on the line.
I'm invited, aren't I?
Sure.
Yes, of
You
course.
have to come. We're doing Beat
We're going to play Beat
that's
Gina
right.
live.
That's
So
right. All right.
hang on the line there, Rick, and we'll get your...
I've got to go and take a shave.
Oh, thank you very much. All right, Big Boy News now, brought to you by...
Clark Planetarium proudly presents Living Worlds, now playing in the Hanson Dome Theater. Explore Earth's coevolution of life with Journey Through Space and Time. Discover how we can find living worlds beyond. Don't miss this stunning film.
Conan O'Brien has been announced as the 2025 recipient of the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, and he will be honored at a gala event held at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. on March 23. Every year, the Mark Twain Prize is awarded to, quote, individuals who have had an impact on American society in ways similar to the distinguished 19th century novelist and essayist Samuel Clemens, best known as Mark Twain. I am honored to be the first winner of the Mark Twain Prize, recognized for not humor, but for my work as a riverboat pilot. O'Brien joked in a statement. O'Brien will be the 26th person to receive the distinction, following honorees including fellow hosts Jay Leno, David Letterman, as well as Richard Pryor, Carl Reiner, Whoopi Goldberg,
I
Tina
do
Fey.
enjoy the Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast.
He's funnier than he has ever been because he's totally unfettered.
And here's the thing is, if you look at his career path, he had not intended to be a performer.
No, not at all.
He's a writer.
He went to Harvard, became a writer, and he thought that was, writing for Saturday Night Live
And The
was
Simpsons?
the thing, that and The Simpsons. And then along comes Lorne Michaels and says, I think you could host
I would
a
like
TV
you to be
show.
a host. Yeah, Lorne Michaels has this uncanny, and Conan was he was not great when he first started as a host, but he developed and he became a great host, and he's better than ever now on his podcast because he has no restrictions and he just lets it go.
Owns it completely and then sold it to Sirius for millions and millions of dollars.
I've been a little worried. His co-host and longtime assistant, Sona Mosesian, is from Altadena. She and her family had a home in Altadena.
I saw that,
and I've
they
heard
lost
nothing
it.
about
No,
it.
no, it's.
I've looked.
There was
you
an
found
update.
something about
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
she lost her house.
Yep.
And
Whole house gone.
And how's Conan's house?
I have not heard that.
It's going to be very odd when they come back to that podcast. Anyway, let's move on to a man was killed Thursday after a horse ran through a guardrail at Legacy Park Racetrack in Washington County.
Wow.
Down in Hurricane. According to the Washington County Sheriff's Office, the man was riding the horse. Animal got spooked, ran into a PVC guardrail surrounding the track. The unidentified man died of his injuries, though it's not known if he was trampled by the horse or was just being thrown into the rail. Let's see. Ogden City Council has made a determination that they have a path, which it's an acronym, participate, apply, test, and help, a path to citizenship program. They're making it a permanent annual program in Ogden City. The program helps legal residents or green card holders become naturalized citizens.
Great. Let's spend more money on this kind of thing.
Grant
Why
funding
can't we do that?
from Salt Lake County supported the program. It's interesting. Ogden is in Weber County, but Salt Lake County said, hey, we'll support this. They supported the program's pilot last spring. 17 of the 18 participants have, in fact, become U.S. citizens so far, according to Linda Latrigue. No, it'd be Latigue. Although it would be nice if it was Latrigue. It'd be Lartigue. Community Engagement Administrator for Ogden City. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services estimates there are around 66,000 lawful permanent residents eligible to become naturalized citizens in Utah. In Weber County, there are approximately 3,300, according to the USC Equity Research Institute. So, I mean, so there are 66,000 people, approximately, in Utah who are here legally, but they're not citizens.
Now, I know this sounds like something Jesus would do, welcoming the stranger. But let's not forget that I think that at least two of these whole diversity and inclusion, I think, are included in this. So the legislature will have to step up and do something.
To be eligible for naturalization, a resident must meet requirements for age, length of time, living in the U.S., moral character, and knowledge of English and U.S. civics. I wonder if this applies to the people who are here legally because they were born here.
DACA kids?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's inclusion. So we can't have that.
There were citizenship programs in the area, but a person who needed to become a citizen needed to go to at least 3 or 4 different places in order to complete the process. And
Make
the
it
cost of
easier.
application was high, so they're trying to make it easier for people who are here legally to become citizens. Speaking of Ogden, do you feel like you're always coming down with a cold, flu, or some other winter virus? Well, there may be a reason for that.
Is it Ogden's fault?
It could come down to where you live in the United States. Researchers looked at 15 factors that can impact virus transmission and concluded that certain characteristics of some locations could be linked with a greater chance of getting sick. In the report of 100 U.S. cities, are given a rating of out of 100, the higher the number, the more likely you were to get sick from a cold or flu. Here are the cities, according to the report. Bakersfield, California, 71.74%. McAllen, Texas. El Paso, Texas. Philadelphia, Las Vegas, Fresno, Detroit, Chicago, Riverside, California, and Ogden, Utah.
Well,
the factors are certainly known to impact cold transmissions and somebody's ability to fight off viruses. The results shouldn't be taken as direct evidence that it will happen, but they say that it seems like more likely that you will catch something if you live in Ogden.
It's the dog food plant, right?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah. Donald Trump wants now to have Vivek Ramaswamy become a senator.
Oh,
great!
He's trying to pressure.
I thought he's going to be part of your.
Well,
other
he's
thing
the Doge
you're
thing.
doing.
No,
Yeah.
he's so J.D. Vance is becoming the vice president, and there's a Senate seat there. And,
I see.
So Trump wants to pick Ramaswamy. Wants to put Ramaswamy.
Does he live in Ohio?
It does that never. Does that matter?
The rules don't
Come on,
matter.
Gina.
The rules don't matter.
It doesn't matter. God, there are senators.
It's loyalty. That's all that matters.
Mitt Romney became a senator from Utah.
Yeah.
He didn't live in Utah until he became a senator. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says about the inauguration, I'm not going.
And all these people who are bitching that that's just rude, and I'm like, why is it that the Democrats have to follow the rules and you don't? Your guy, your first lady, didn't attend Biden's.
Nope.
Okay?
They left.
Shut up.
Trump didn't go to Biden.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's a quote from Upton Sinclair. Apropos nothing that I've just said before, but I thought you'd like it. Quote, "It is difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on his not understanding it."
Yes. Ooh, that's good.
All right.
I like that. Sports, weather, traffic.
An iconic Italian soccer team has fired an employee after he posted photos and videos online of his own prosthetic penis.
Oh, I saw
Lazio, a Rome-based club, a top-level Italian soccer club, Wednesday, said that their falconer, Juan Bernabe, inexplicably posted images on his personal social media accounts. So the Bernabe handled the club's eagle mascot, like a real eagle,
real eagle. Yeah.
Okay.
that would come and fly over the stadium before games. Apparently, he has a prosthetic penis that is not medically necessary.
He said it was for cosmetic reasons only.
And he posted pictures of it.
Look at my new penis. What? He's proud of his new
I
penis.
mean, good for you.
It's
I
like getting a
guess.
new car. Look at this.
But he lost his job, but they're upset because they don't have a new falconer.
We need a new falconer.
Yeah.
Maybe Vivek Ramaswamy can
Maybe.
do that.
The Utah Hockey Club lost the New York Rangers last night 5-3. They play again tomorrow against the Blues. Utah Jazz, we're hoping they lose tonight because the more they lose, the better draft pick they'll get. They play New Orleans at 6. Utah women have dropped just a bit in the rankings. They're 23 now. They play TCU Horned Frogs today at 5:30. And we've got the basketball version of the Holy War. It's the BYU Cougars and University of Utah men basketball team tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
All right.
And lots of NFL this weekend. You got Texans and Chiefs tomorrow, Commanders and Lions tomorrow, and Sunday you've got Rams and Eagles and Ravens and the Bills. Weather. Well, an incoming cold front is expected to bring some of the coldest temperatures Utah's had this season and will create weather-related travel concerns beginning tonight and continuing through Saturday. There are road weather alerts starting at 6 p.m. Friday, lasting through 6 p.m. Saturday. This is from Salt Lake further north where that could happen, although you are going to see some in Parley's Canyon and through the Cottonwoods. Could be down in single digits overnight by Monday night.
Yeah.
Traffic, we have, so it's been almost an hour since UDOT's updated me on this, but I'll just mention it in case it's still an issue. Eastbound 201, northbound and southbound trying to merge on eastbound I-80 due to a crash just before the State Street exit. If you're in that area and can let us know what you're seeing, I would appreciate it. 33986. The Stateroom presents a special All-Star Weezer tribute performing Pinkerton and the Blue Album in their entirety this Friday, January 17th at the Stateroom. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
I feel bad for that soccer club guy. I mean, he's proud of his new penis. He wants everybody to share in his pride.
That would be inclusion, and we can't have that. All right, 8:41. We'll take a break. We'll be right.
Chicken on my trip.
Hot chicken.
Nashville hot chicken.
Uh-huh. So it's just the coating is...
So here's the story of Nashville hot chicken. The original hot chicken place.
Mm-hmm.
Prince's Hot Chicken Shack.
Okay.
Now the story here is Thornton Prince was a womanizer. Yeah, he had lots of women in his life. And apparently he was cheating on his wife, and she was mad. And he would come home late at night and demand she make him dinner after he'd been out with other women. And she was mad.
Okay.
He wanted some chicken, and she said, "I'll show you chicken." And she did so many hot spices in it, she thought that it would. This'll show him.
This'll hurt him.
He loved it.
He loved it.
This is great.
This is great. And opened Prince's Hot Chicken Shack. Now, the traditional hot chicken is not anything you put on top of it. You put the spices actually in the oil, I guess, that you cook the chicken in, and that's what infuses.
Not in the breading.
Not in the breading.
It's not, but there is breading on it.
Yes.
It's like it's fried chicken.
And it's fantastic. And I had too much of it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it come with biscuits and honey?
Well, it comes with a little slice of white bread, just white bread.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And a pickle.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But now I noticed we have a hot chicken place, a new hot chicken place that replaced another chicken place. So there was the Crack Shack on 9th South.
Yeah.
That wasn't there that long.
I went there once. Was not crazy.
And
did they do hot chicken?
I mean, they did it. It was a chicken, but it wasn't hot chicken. But supposedly the place that came in is a hot chicken place. So now that I am a professional, now it's almost like I'm a local
hot chicken eater.
Hot chicken eater.
Okay.
I'm going to go there, and my guess is I will say this. I've been to Nashville. It doesn't taste like this, but maybe it will be an okay chicken substitute.
I need a report.
Okay.
I need you to on the way home.
It might be lunch today.
Yeah.
It might be lunch.
I need a report.
Do you get You get like a half a chicken or like a leg and a breast or how?
They're tenders. They're tenders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tenders in different forms. Like on a sandwich or.
Oh, okay.
You don't like a tender?
Nah, not too much.
I think I'll stick with Pretty Bird.
I like.
Pretty Bird is tenders.
It's like a breast.
Yeah.
It's a big.
You can get tenders there. I get tenders.
Oh, you
there.
can get tenders there. I get them for the dogs. Yeah.
You get them for the dogs?
They love them.
Hot chicken?
Not hot. You can get your degree of spicy there. I just get the unseasoned ones.
I'm there to pick up an order of tenders for
You
my dog.
You get the Pretty Bird chicken for your
They
dogs.
love them.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah, they love them.
And I love my dog, but
I get a hot behind sandwich for Sue.
A what?
A hot behind. That's the spice level.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get the medium for me.
Yeah.
And then I just get some unseasoned Pretty Bird for the dogs. They love it.
Pretty Bird's fantastic. Pretty Bird's dangerous.
It can be.
X96.
8:47 right now.
What did we decide we're doing here? We were talking about it off the air. Did we make
decide?
a decision? Because I was once I said, "Well, I don't care." Then I put my head down and I took a brief nap. So I'm not sure what
Well,
we're
as I
doing
recall,
It's Radio from Hell with
list.
another list.
Oh.
Because people love a good list. X96.
We could do dueling lists.
I've got brilliant phrases, 11 brilliant phrases that make people trust you immediately.
In
That
this
could come-
in this new Trump era, that could come in very handy.
That could come in handy. What's your list?
Mine is weapon-inspired baby names that glamorize violence. And what reminded me of this is when Pete Hegseth was doing his confirmation and
he-
listing off or trying to list off his children.
He forgot some of his kids'
forgot,
names.
but like one of them is Remington,
And one of them is
Gunner,
Gunner.
or
But- But they don't all have.
they don't
weapon
all,
names.
but some of them do.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Dueling list?
Why
Yeah.
is Remington? Why is Remington a weapon name? That's a typewriter.
It's a gun, Bill.
I thought it was a razor blade.
And also a razor blade. Well, that could be a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
well,
just back and forth.
all
All
right.
right, go ahead. Who wants to start?
Go ahead, Gina.
Shooter. These are
Shooter
names
Jennings.
people are giving their children.
They have Waylon Jennings named his kid Shooter. Here's a brilliant phrase that will make someone instantly trust you.
Okay.
Maybe Pete Hegseth could have used this.
All right.
I'd love to hear more about your experience.
No, he would never do that.
No, probably not.
No.
But if you say that, people will think, well, that's a trustworthy person.
Colt.
I've known several Colts.
Weapons-inspired baby names. You shouldn't name your kid.
But again, I think of baby horse.
Yeah, I think
That's what I think
of Baltimore.
Yeah, there you go. They're the Baltimore Colts. They're not the Baltimore
No,
Guns.
they're not.
They're horses. Here's a phrase that will make people trust you immediately. I completely understand where you're coming from.
Pete Hegseth would never say that.
I don't think I'd ever say that either.
Ruger.
Who's naming their kid Ruger?
Somebody.
It's
These
around.
are names people have given
That's
their
a terrible
children.
I've
name.
heard it.
Terrible.
I think Ruger is also a candy, though, isn't it? A candy bar?
I don't know.
It's like a Ritter Sport, but they're Rugers.
I've never heard of it.
I think that's true. Here's a phrase that you say this, people will instantly trust you. What can I do to help support you?
Yeah, Pete Hegseth would never say
No.
that.
He would never say that.
None of the Trump administration would
No.
ever say that.
Weapons-inspired baby names you shouldn't name your kids. Winchester.
Winchester Cathedral.
Charles Emerson Winchester III.
And it is a gun.
Well, yeah, but it's also a long storied,
Proper
era-
name?
Right, it's a long storied place in England.
Mm.
Make people trust you if you say, "I appreciate this about you," and then whatever this is, I really appreciate this about you.
Ruger, crisp, delicious chocolate
Yeah.
wafers.
It's like a Ritter Sport.
Yeah,
except it's a Ruger.
It's a
Yeah,
British,
tell them you named your kid after a candy, though.
Yeah.
a British candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cannon.
Well, there's a guy that they talk about every once in a while on the radio. His name is Rusty Cannon.
Terrible name.
He's a local political guy.
Is he?
Yeah, Rusty Cannon.
I don't trust him immediately.
I don't either.
Even if he were to say something like,
You did a great job navigating that situation.
I still wouldn't trust Rusty Cannon.
No.
How about Blade?
Blade.
Blade, a weapon-inspired
That's-
baby name.
that's a-
Blade.
I named you after my favorite vampire hunter, my favorite daywalker.
That's a pretty bad name.
That is, yeah.
Here, you want people to trust you? Say this. Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you? I have some thoughtful, honest feedback I'd like to give you.
Apparently somebody named their kids this. Caliber.
Who would do this?
Apparently somebody did.
Pete Hegseth would do
Yeah.
this.
I don't know if Caliber is a boy name or a girl name.
Is it Cal for short?
I don't think it matters. And then when that person dies, they would be an Excalibur.
Hey!
Hey!
Nice.
Here, people will trust you if you say this. Let's try looking at this from a different perspective.
That's something Pete Hegseth would say.
Maybe, yeah.
But his perspective would be skewed, and white and male.
Weapon-inspired baby named Dagger.
Who would
No,
these
come
are all
on.
names.
Now, Dagger is
Dagger.
Dagger's a Marvel superhero.
A good guy or a
no,
bad guy?
good girl.
Oh, good
A
girl.
good girl?
Yeah,
Okay.
Cloak and Dagger.
Dagger. Dagger. Yeah, I don't know. Here, you want people to trust you, say things like this. You know, I think I need some space to think about this. That's what that is you're putting things off. That's
Yes,
what it says
exactly.
to me.
Weapon-inspired baby name Beretta.
Well, hey, come on, Robert Blake.
You know, the guy what murdered his wife. So they make
Beretta.
my kid after him.
You can take that to the bank. All right, let's see. So this will inspire people to trust you. And nobody in the Trump administration would ever say this.
No.
I will take full responsibility for this.
That will never be
No.
said. In the next 4 years,
Nope.
that will never be said.
No.
This is sounds like a Sarah Palin kid. Trigger. You
No,
call
that's-
him,
That's
you call
George,
him,
that's Roy Rogers' horse.
you call him
horse.
Trig.
Trig?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then trig sounds like a venereal disease.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got a bad case of trig.
Yeah.
Here now, this you will never hear from the Trump administration.
Okay.
This is a phrase that make people respect you. I respect your privacy.
That's not
Never going to hear that.
No, you will never hear that.
No.
Just some text coming in about the weapon baby names.
Mhm.
My son goes to school with a renegade.
Oh, God.
Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore.
Well, yes.
I have a cousin named Ruger.
Named after a candy.
I know a Gage.
Oh yeah,
It says
Gage.
here.
That's
I know
another-
Gage. We all know
Yeah,
Gage.
we all
Gage
know
Froor.
Yeah.
No weapon inspired baby.
Gauge
names.
is also an old term for a marijuana cigarette.
That's true.
Give me a gauge,
Hope
man.
you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Okay. No updates on that eastbound 201. The UDOT hasn't updated it in an hour. I'm going to go ahead and say that's probably better now because they haven't said anything in a bit. If you say, no, I'm stuck in this right now, it's terrible, text us 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or hastergames.com.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song with the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win, especially if you were listening this morning. If you were listening, you know who won the Boner this morning. If you weren't listening, you could guess, but why guess when you can cheat? Do your own research at x96.com. Click on the box that says Boner of the Day, January 17, 2025. Click on there, and it'll say winner next to the one that won. That is the correct answer. In order to win what?
Tickets to the All-Star Weezer tribute. It's tonight at the Stateroom. Come celebrate the 30th birthday of Weezer's classic debut album, unofficially the Blue Album, played and sung by some of the best talent in Utah.
All right, you get those concert tickets at 877-602-9696. After these messages and a song, it's the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. Zero res.
There is no better feeling than starting the new year with a fresh, clean home. You had the holidays. You had a lot of people over. You need your home clean. And I'm not just talking about your carpets, your upholstery, and your air ducts.
Yes.
We're all spending more time inside. Getting your air ducts clean is such a good idea, and you can do that all with Zero Res. They use patented technology to get your carpets insanely clean without the use of detergents or harsh chemicals. That helps them stay cleaner longer. And because they don't use those detergents, your carpets and upholstery dry faster. Sometimes those old methods would take days before it felt dry. This is just hours. And if for any reason you're not satisfied, maybe they missed a spot, you want them to go over something again, within 30 days, they will come back and make it right for you. That's how much Zero Res wants you to be happy with what they do for you. Right now, get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $99, hallway clean for free when you mention X96 or Radio from Hell. Give them a call, 866-0RES, or go online at zerores.com. Laura in Taylorsville said, "Isn't that the theme to Ridiculousness?"
This
In Taylorsville?
In Taylorsville.
I wouldn't know. I've never seen Ridiculous.
I have never even heard of it.
Well, it's a TV show on MTV.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Well, I'm not sure what the show is, but
It's America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh, okay.
Essentially.
Oh, okay.
But Mark Mothersbaugh was just interviewed in Rolling Stone magazine.
That's Devo, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And he says the most lucrative thing that he has ever done, not Whip It, didn't make all of his money on Whip It,
How about Rugrats?
not Rugrats. The thing that has made him the most money is that song, being the theme song for Ridiculousness. He gets $1 million a year just from that.
Nice.
Wow.
That's like a Danny Elfman with the Simpsons thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, I am shocked that that's the thing, that you would think it would have been Whip It or something. But he's done, he credits Paul Rubens for his...
Pee Wee Herman?
For his career pivot from Devo to writing theme songs and stuff.
Oh, yeah, because it was Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Pee-wee's-
yeah.
He wrote the
Playhouse.
Pee Wee's Playhouse theme. And
And
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yep, and the Lego Movie.
Has done 4 Wes Anderson films.
He scored Thor Ragnarok.
Wow.
Yeah.
But out of all of those, the one thing is that song.
And they're still Devo because they were
Yeah.
here.
No, they're
months
coming.
ago.
Well, they're coming to Kilby Block Party.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were here a few months ago too.
Were they?
Devo, yeah. Forget where, but I know they were here a while ago.
Right.
Should we do the boner recap?
I suppose we can.
Do we have somebody who would like to do that?
Riley is on the phone.
Oh, Riley.
Howdy.
Howdy, Riley. How are you?
I'm fine, just fine.
That's good to hear, Riley.
Are you a cowgirl, Riley?
I just like the word or howdy.
Howdy. You just like saying
Anybody can use it. You don't have
Howdy.
to be a cowgirl.
Howdy. Howdy. Riley, what are you doing today?
Well, I have work later on, but like right now I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
And maybe later tonight I have something for you to do if you can do the boner recap for us.
Gina needs you to come over and do her dishes.
No. We have All-Star Weezer tribute tonight at the stateroom.
Can you do that tonight?
I'd much rather do the Weezer than the dishes.
Than the
but-
dishes, sure. Riley, I'll tell you what we'll do here. I'll read the 3 boner candidates we had earlier, and you tell me which one was the winner, and you'll get to go to that event tonight at the stateroom. Are you ready?
Sure I am.
Okay, did you hear the boner candidates earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Well, boy, howdy, you're going to win then. Boner candidate number 1 was Jerks Have Ruined My Bowling League Night. Vandals out at the Valley Fair Mall busting up a toilet, which caused water damage to the All-Star Bowling Alley, a locally owned bowling alley. And it's a horrible thing to do to that. Vandalism in general is just so senseless. I almost can't fathom why people do it. Boner candidate number 2, Mobile Cutting, no waiting, we come to you. This is a former doctor in the United Kingdom who's been offering illegal mobile circumcision cases. He'll travel around. He'll come to you if somebody needs circumcising. He'll drive to you and circumcise you. Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, he uses rusty tools and badly serrated knives and things. And then boner candidate number 3. Do they know they're lying? This is the Republicans questioning Pam Bondi, Mike Lee among them, Utah Senator Mike Lee among them, talking about the weaponization of the Justice Department and how the Justice Department has been sending FBI agents to school board meetings and arresting parents there for just expressing concerns about curriculum.
Nope.
It's not true.
Not happening.
The Justice Department did say there have been a lot of threats of violence against school board members, and we need to make sure that we have a handle on this. And if there are violent threats, we need to be aware of them. We need to keep these people from making them and maybe even arrest them.
So using that logic, violent threats are okay.
Yeah. So which one, Riley, was the winner?
It was number 3.
It was, indeed. Congratulations, Riley. Now you got something to do tonight instead of just sitting home doing your hair.
Definitely not the dishes. So
Hang on.
Have fun tonight, Riley.
Hang on.
Tell you how to get those tickets. All right, 9:14. We'll take a break. Be back after these messages with some big boy news and a pinuendo. Stand by.
to X96.
All right, 9:20 right now, and it is time for Big Boy News and Pinuendo, brought to you by...
Buy a set of 4 select tires from Big O Tires now through the 26th of January. Get free Papa Murphy's Pizza for a year. A great deal. Any way you slice it, only at your locally owned and operated Big O Tires.
Thank you. News.
Kyle MacLachlan has paid tribute to David Lynch, saying, I owe my entire career and life to David Lynch.
You could say that.
42 years ago, for reasons beyond my comprehension, David Lynch plucked me out of obscurity to star in his first and last big-budget movie. He clearly saw something in me that I didn't recognize. I owe my entire career and life really to his vision, McLaughlin wrote Thursday in an Instagram post. What I saw in him was an enigmatic and intuitive man with a creative ocean bursting forth inside of him.
Wow.
He was in touch with something that the rest of us wish we could get to. Our friendship blossomed on Blue Velvet and then Twin Peaks, and I always found him to be the most authentically alive person I had ever met. David was in tune with the universe and his own imagination on a level that seemed to be the best version of human. He was not interested in answers because he understood that questions are the drive that makes us who we are. They are our breath. While the world has lost a remarkable artist in David Lynch, I've lost a dear friend who imagined a future for me and allowed me to travel the world and travel in worlds that I could never have conceived of on my own.
That's nice.
I'll miss him more than the limits of my language can tell and my heart can bear. I remain forever changed and forever your Kale. Thanks for everything.
It's 30 degrees outside, and it feels like 24 degrees.
Carrie's doing that because he used to do
he did the weather
every day. Daily weather report from his basement.
Things coming up here at Sundance. Most anticipated, Opus, a movie called Opus. A young journalist is drawn into a world of a reclusive pop star who's plotting a comeback after 30 years of being missing in action. It stars Ao Edebiri of The Bear and Bottoms. There's a movie called Atropia. People are looking forward to this. An aspiring actress and a soldier cast in a military role-playing facility unexpectedly fall in love. Aliyah Shawkat is the star of that. And Jimpa, a visit to Amsterdam forces a mother to reevaluate her parenting as a non-binary teenager bonds with their gay grandfather. It stars Olivia Colman and John Lithgow.
She's good in they're good in everything.
Yeah. Yes. So those are some of the things that people are looking at. Sundance. M. Night Shyamalan is on trial for alleged copyright infringement. The Sixth Sense filmmaker faces a lawsuit from Italian director Francesca Gregorini, who claims that Shyamalan's Apple TV show Servant stole substantially similar concepts from her 2013 film The Truth About Emmanuel. Gregorini's initial complaint was filed in January of 2020. The case's trial began in federal court on Tuesday. Representatives for Shyamalan, Apple, and the defendant's legal team didn't immediately respond to Entertainment Weekly's request for comment. But
what I don't remember what that's about.
Gregorini's complaint, which Entertainment Weekly's reviewed, said that Shyamalan's implausibly claims that he'd never seen Emmanuel, but it's very similar. It's about a woman who's a news person who has a baby, and
the baby dies, and they replace the baby unbeknownst to her because she was losing her mind. They replaced the baby with a fake baby.
Yeah,
and she, in her mind, the baby is real.
Yeah. It's very
very
bizarre.
specific. I mean,
weird.
That would be a very specific thing to have the same idea.
Exactly.
And this Emmanuel, this movie is very similar to that, apparently. This is my dream job. If I could do this on the side, I would. Maybe I'll leave here and just do this.
What's that?
Get out on the open road and drive a car that's shaped like a peanut.
A peanut.
Planters is giving 3 lucky people the chance to drive its iconic Nutmobile
across
the country while earning $45,000 a year, plus travel stipends, health benefits, and a 401k.
And all the nuts you can drink?
Probably. Drink?
Eat?
You drink your nuts, do you?
All the nuts you can eat.
The Nutmobile. Yeah, I think it's like the whatchamacallit mobile, the Wienermobile. Yeah, massive new bug species has been found, and it's been named after Darth Vader. I don't know if we have a picture of it. Southeast Asian scientists have sent people skin crawling after discovering a sea bug off Vietnam that's so massive it looks fake. It's this jumbo isopod has been named Bathynomus vaderi.
Vaderi?
Darth
Vader?
Yeah, Vaderi. Because of its carapace cranium, which resembles Darth Vader's iconic helmet from Star Wars. This particular critter is a super giant sea bug. It's 12.8 inches long, weighs 2.2 pounds. And
2 pounds?
Yeah, and it's essentially a souped-up version of what some people call a salad bug, or other people call a pill bug or a potato bug.
That's a lot of bug.
Yeah,
2 pounds?
And they sell them in seafood markets in Hanoi.
That's a lot of bug.
Because they are considered a delicacy and people eat them. Progresso, they make soups. Their latest product doesn't require a spoon.
Huh?
They're launching their traditional chicken noodle soup in hard candy drops. It's a hard candy that tastes like chicken noodle soup.
Pass.
In a press release shared with People, Progresso said the limited edition item was timed to both National Soup Month and the height of cold and flu season.
So is it? No, I vote no on
It's
this.
just
I'm
a
passing
candy
on
that I'd
You're
try.
going to have chicken soup breath then. If
I like chicken.
you're sucking on that.
That doesn't matter. I don't ever get that close to people.
No, Chico stick. That was yummy, but it didn't taste like
really
chicken.
didn't taste like chicken. No.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wendy O. Williams, who's been diagnosed with dementia.
Not Wendy O. Williams.
Oh, no, it's just Wendy Williams.
That's a different.
Wendy O. Williams has been dead for years.
Yeah, I can't ever see the name Wendy Williams without putting the O there.
And she was crazy.
Yeah.
But
Wendy Williams.
Yeah, she's been diagnosed with dementia. She says, I'm not that cognitively impaired, and I feel very isolated. They're keeping me away from everybody.
Well,
Williams was last filmed her show in the summer of 2021, but her family, her guardian's lawyers claim in court papers that she suffers from dementia, and she's become cognitively impaired, permanently disabled, and legally incapacitated. But she says that's not true. You should leave. Let me out. Let me out. She says. Let's see what else we have going on here. Pete Davidson has asked Saturday Night Live Lauren Michaels to fire him.
In the past. No, this is a
Oh, he says
so
that's
all
right.
of these Saturday Night Live stories are coming out because of
it was the movie and now the documentary. Even though
these are clips from that.
Yeah, he says in the past, I did ask Lauren to fire me. He said, I called for a meeting with Lauren. I was like, please fire me. I don't belong here. Everybody here is too talented. They don't want to be my friend.
Oh,
come on now.
I think he's probably right. Thankfully, the show creator had more faith in him than anybody else, and said, "No, I want you to stick it out."
And he and
he was
him and Colin Jost became good friends.
And he ended up being on the show for 8 seasons.
Yeah,
so.
And he would have him like he'd go to rehab and he'd have him back.
Let's see.
Colin Jost bought that.
They bought
ferry.
They bought the ferry together. Colin kind of took him under his wing like he was his son, kind of like or a nephew or something like that.
Let's see, and that's about all. Let's see, do I have anything else here that we ought to address?
A couple of minutes worth of stuff.
Let me go down here to the Now That's Fun file.
Now that's fun.
Now that's fun.
Isn't that fun?
Did you know that tooth decay can be contagious?
Contagious?
Yeah. Chronic.
I guess you're going to tell me.
Yeah.
Dental disease is a contagious disease. Parents, especially mothers, can transfer the type of bacteria they have from their mouth to their newborn babies through intimate contact. Kissing, pacifiers, licking the nipple of a bottle, said Dr. Hans Reimer, medical director of the Pediatric Dental Residency Program at Intermountain Pharmacy Children's Hospital. Reimer teaches young dentists who want to specialize in children's dentistry. There's dental schools all over the country, and so each year we accept 2 new residents. That's all great, but the quite serious bottom line for us non-medical folks is we need to get babies to the dentist. I think, unfortunately, dental health tooth decay gets kind of left out some extent when we're talking about pediatrics. But dental decay is the most contagious chronic disease facing kids today. 60% of kids will have some level of tooth decay by the time they reach the age of 5, and a lot of it is because they catch it from their mothers in particular.
Interesting, really?
Yesterday I did one of those whitening strips.
Mm-hmm.
I keep trying to find the ones that don't make my teeth hurt.
That's tough.
Like all morning, I've just been sitting here going, my teeth just hurt. There's got to be a better way.
Why don't you just do what I do and not care that your teeth are slightly dim? My teeth are not sparkling white, and I don't care.
Well, I don't need them sparkling
they're
white.
They're not horrible,
I
but they're just
like them a little
less yellow.
A little less yellow, and I keep trying different. If anybody has suggestions of not hurting.
If you bleach them, yeah, it'll hurt. But isn't there an ultraviolet light technique?
I don't know.
I don't know how good that is.
Maybe you should. Do you know a dentist, Gina?
Well, ask Dr. Carroll.
Ask Dr. Carroll.
Are you aware of a dentist? Because I'm sure he could tell you what you can use.
But just sitting here all day going, damn it happened again. They just hurt.
I know some people swear by those Crest
white strips.
Yeah.
Sue uses those all the time.
Yeah.
But, no problem?
They're also a bleachy kind of a thing, and if you use them too much, it'll do it.
And here's something. Never lose your wallet again. Oh, that's stupid. Never mind. They're just saying Apple has the tracker devices they have. They have one that's small and you can put in your wallet.
Yeah, like an AirTag.
Yeah, AirTag, or it's called this one's called the Mag Tag. I don't recall the last time I ever lost my wallet. I don't lose my wallet. I don't lose my keys. I don't misplace things like that at all yet. One of these days, it's going to start happening, I'm sure. Now I think that is all I have, really. I've gone through everything.
Weather?
So today, high of 40. Still have some of that haze hanging around. There is a cold front coming in. That cold front not going to bring us a ton of snow. Could see some, more obviously up in the mountains, but we could see some down here in the valley. About a 30 to 40% chance. It is going to be a cold front. I think temperatures are going to drop. We're not going to get above freezing. I'm looking all the way into the first part of next week. And overnight lows, looks like Monday night they're saying we could have a low around 8 degrees.
That's unacceptable.
Well,
I'm sorry, it's unacceptable.
You'll have to accept it
because I'm moving.
You're moving?
Yes. I'm going to move to another climate.
You could just stay inside.
Oh.
You don't have to go outside.
Okay, all right.
Thank you very much. Take a break. We'll be right back.
Listen to Radio from Hell at Home when you first wake up. Just tell your... X96.
All right, 9:38.
So I get this magazine. I forget how often it comes. Well, maybe twice a year, 4 times a year. I don't know. It's the Weber State Wildcat Alumni magazine, and they have little articles, and it's okay. You know, I don't pay anything for it, or they just send it, and they hope that I'll make a donation to the alumni fund.
Mm-hmm. But you don't.
Don't.
Or you do. I mean,
I don't think I ever have. No, I've done some volunteer work for them on occasion, but I haven't ever. I don't think I've ever given them money. And you know, I'll see things in there about people I know from the past.
Sure.
Like there's a little blurb in there about our old friend Craig Biewick.
Oh,
remember
yes.
Craig?
I remember.
Craig, who is a Weber State alum, and there's a little thing in there about him.
We've had him on the show.
He's retiring from his job at the hospital at.
Oh, really?
McKay?
St. Benedict's. He was
St. Benedict?
he was did public relations there for years, and he did stand-up comedy around the valley.
Did he work
for
at the
years.
paper for a while? too?
He worked at the Standard Examiner before that, yeah, and before that he worked at Carquick. He was he did advertising for Carquick and all. Anyway, so I get this alumni magazine, and I see the little blurbs like that. But this is one of the most interesting things I've seen in it for a long time. It was on the back cover, and I just tore the back cover off. The bottom half of the back cover, and I saw that picture looks familiar. Oh yeah, it's the magic mirror from Snow White, the Walt Disney.
Oh yeah,
Snow White, the old Snow White,
Mhm.
and it says the magic mirror is a Weber State alum.
What?
Moroni Olson.
Moroni Olson.
Voiced-
Is there a more Utah name? Than
Voiced the evil queen's mirror in the 1937 Disney classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And Clarence the Angel's boss in the 1946 film It's a Wonderful Life.
Moroni Olson.
So you never see him in It's a Wonderful Life either. You just hear the voice. You know, Clarence the Angel talking to the boss, who's not God, I think, but a big archangel of some sort.
Maybe like in Time Bandits, they refer to him as the Supreme Being or something like that.
But before he did any of that, Moroni Olson attended Weber State Academy.
Huh.
Olson served as a senior class secretary and treasurer, graduated from the high school equivalent 3-year business program in 1907.
Wow.
He later returned to Weber State to put on plays with his theater company. He worked as a teacher, a playwright, and a Broadway actor. In addition to appearing on film alongside Cary Grant, Lucille Ball, and Joan Crawford.
Wow. I'm looking at his filmography. He has stomped on the Terra.
Yeah, Moroni Olson. He was big time.
He's done quite a lot of
Does it say
things.
when he died?
He died in 1954 at the age of 65.
Oh, that's too bad. That's pretty young. But I'd heard of him before, but I didn't realize
He had a heart attack. He's buried in the Ogden City Cemetery.
I knew he was a Mormon and a Utah guy, but I didn't realize he graduated from.
He was in Father of the Bride, Father's Little Dividend. He was in Notorious, Alfred Hitchcock.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
He's got a hell of a
character actor, minor roles all the time, but always working.
He, let's see, he made his film debut in 1935 adaptation of The Three Musketeers, where he played Porthos.
One of the Musketeers.
He was Buffalo Bill Cody in Annie Oakley. I mean, he's done a few things.
Big time. So graduate of Weber State. I'm also a graduate of the Weber State Theater program. I went on to do this.
And Delightful Water Universe.
Well, yeah, that's true. I'm the star of the movie Delightful Water Universe, which you can see maybe if you go to Trent Harris's website, echocave.net.
Maybe.
Or
Maybe.
You can buy a copy of it on DVD, on disc, DVD, at Ken Sanders Rare Books in the Leonardo Museum.
I'm looking at his later stuff. He died in 55, you say?
56.
I'm looking at his last few things that he did, and he did quite a few movies.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Lone Star in 1952 as Sam Houston. Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go.
He was in something called Sign of the Pagan as Pope Leo. in 1954. That was his final film role. Ah, see, he played with the devil, and that's what happened. Yeah.
Well, there you go. He's a Weber State alum, anyway. Moroni Olson. And buried in the Ogden Cemetery. Next time I'm at the Ogden Cemetery,
Yeah, see if
I'll
you can
seek
find
him out.
And he's the voice of the Magic Mirror.
Yeah. Yeah,
I wonder if he's the voice of the Magic Mirror in
at
Snow White's Scary
Yeah.
Adventure at Disneyland. I wonder.
I
wonder if
geez,
he is.
he probably is.
Disney Files. Look into that.
Yeah.
I'll get my friend Chris to look into
Yeah.
that.
So anyway, there you go.
Yeah, he probably knows all about it.
All about that stuff.
There,
there he is,
there,
yeah.
there are several actors from Utah that you know when, like Parley Bear.
Mm-hmm.
You know Parley Bear. He was I think he went to the U, but you'd know him best as the voice of the Keebler elf.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the mayor on Andy Griffith's show, and did all you'd know him if you saw him.
Guy in the chat room found his headstone, picture of it. It's very understated. I mean, almost pauper-like.
Oh, it's just a little square on the.
It's a square, and it just says "Son Moroni Olson" and his birth.
It should
and his
say Magic Mirror.
It doesn't. Yeah, none of that is.
Well,
there.
he's there in a whole Olson
Probably,
plot, and that's
yeah.
the way they do it.
Probably, yeah. Well, now see, I'll have to ask Chris if he can research and find out if Moroni is the voice of the ride at Snow White's Scary Adventure.
That's cool.
Could be.
That would be interesting. All right. Well, we will take a break, play a song, and then we'll have the boner of the week for you. Stand by for that. Did you know you could stream Radio from Hell on because
on this day in 1960, John Crawford. It's been a day for bassists' birthdays. It's another bassist today. For Berlin was born.
All right. Thank you very much. Time now for Boner of the Week.
Well, look who's here. It's our old friend Dave Madsen.
Hi-yo.
Dave the flower guy. Hi-yo. What's up?
Nothing much.
You have a good birthday?
Yep.
It was last Sunday, right?
Yep.
Did you go to Dave and Buster's?
Yeah, and then I went out to Chelsea's for they fed me birthday cake and dinner.
Nice.
Birthday cake and dinner.
Wow.
Well, what was the dinner?
Yeah. It was a casserole.
And what was the birthday cake?
It was orange cake with black.
Oh.
Orange cake.
Nice.
With black frosting?
Like fudge? Like kind of a fudge.
Oh, chocolate frosting. Yeah.
Chocolate frosting.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Orange cake. Wow. All right. Well, happy birthday again.
Yep.
All right. You ready to do the boner of the week?
Yep.
Okay. Dave is the flower guy, of course. Are you going to be selling flowers today?
Yeah.
All right.
Chelsea's out doing my laundry right now.
He's got laundry. He's got
maid
flowers,
service. Chelsea is very nice to you.
Yes.
All right. Let's do the boner of the week, David. Here we go. Boner candidate number 1 from Monday. Aggies Women Climbing Night is a thing of the past. Utah State University canceling Aggie Women's Climbing Night because, well, it's too inclusive. It's too much equality going on there. Too much diversity. We can't have that. Boner candidate number 2 from Tuesday. Well, we had to take someone off life support. A man was mistakenly put on life support after a mix-up in the hospital. He was then wrongly identified as being unconscious following a medical emergency. Hospital error led him to be declared as brain dead. Family called, and there were 2 men in the room, and the family called and said, you want to take him off life support? They said, yeah, we'll take him off. And they took the other guy off life support. That guy died. It was just a total mix-up, and 2 families thrown in complete disarray. Boner candidate number 3 from Wednesday. She saw something, she said something, she got suspended. A Utah teacher in Eagle Mountain has fled the country after being charged with the rape of 2 students. But a young student there at this school said to her mother, I think something weird is going on with this teacher. And the mother went to the school with it, and the school said, you're just trading in rumor and gossip, and we're suspending you. Turned out it wasn't rumor and gossip at all. Well, it was rumor and gossip, I suppose, but it turned out to be true. This girl got suspended for that. And then boner candidate number 4 from Thursday. Our country is about to have the dumbest attorney general in modern history, Pam Bondi. Senator, I will study birthright citizenship. When asked about the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, birthright citizenship, it is ensconced in the Constitution. The only way, you go study it all you want, Pam. The only way it's going to be taken out is if there is some amendment to the Constitution, which is not likely.
Yeah.
And then boner candidate number 5, do they know they're lying? Again, Pam Bondi involved, and the Mike Lee and other senators saying that the Justice Department is being weaponized, and it's going to school board meetings and arresting parents. Well, Pam Bondi's going to put a stop to that. Put a stop to something that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave, which one is the worst? Number
4.
Number 4, that's Pam Bondi being dumb.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. All right, let's do the promo. And
I got to find that
roll
one.
towards the exit.
I know it's here somewhere. It should be. I should have it, shouldn't I?
I sent it to you.
It's it says no subject on it. Usually it says promo.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. Okay.
Monday is a very important day.
Yeah, right. It's Martin Luther King Day.
Yes, and
the college football championship, Notre Dame and the Ohio State.
Yes, and
well, the liquor stores are closed.
Yes, and it's Inauguration Day. Buy your liquor this weekend. You're going to need it. For Monday's Radio from Hell show here on X96. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
You're going to need it.
Artie Fufkin is next.